For those online, please mute your microphone and watch the opening ceremony. Also, please keep your cameras on.
온라인 참가자분들은 마이크를 음소거한 뒤 카메라를 켜고 개회식 화면을 바라봐 주시기 바랍니다.
Good afternoon, fellow participants and esteemed guests. We are Jeju student diplomats Hyungjin Yu,
And Minji Ko.
who will be emceeing the final presentations of the panel discussions. During the 2021 12th Jeju International Youth Forum, participants exchanged their opinions on 4 different topics under the grand topic, Youth Participation in Building a Resilient Recovery.
안녕하십니까. 저희는 이번 2021 제12회 제주국제청소년 포럼에서 탄력적 회복 구축을 위한 청년들의 참여를 논제로 진행된 패널 토론 결과 발표의 진행을 맡게 된 제주학생외교관
유영진.
고민지입니다.
Today we will have a total of 9 final presentations and 4 online cultural exchange programs. Furthermore, we will have a total of 3 sessions for the final presentation and an online cultural exchange in between each sharings. A session of the final presentation will last for 35 minutes for 3 panel teams, and the online cultural exchange will last for 25 minutes. In the end, we have a K-pop performance planned as well for the day, so stay excited.
오늘 9개의 패널 토론 결과 발표와 4번의 온라인 문화 교류가 예정되어 있습니다. 패널 토론 결과 발표는 총 3개의 세션으로 나누어 진행되며 각 세션의 사이에 온라인 문화 교류가 진행될 것입니다. 각 세션의 길이는 35분으로 3패널이 발표를 진행하게 됩니다. 온라인 문화 교류는 각 25분으로 마지막에는 K-pop 시연이 준비되어 있으니 기대해 주시기 바랍니다.
Each forum participant joined a panel discussion session on 4 different topics, in which peers from different countries across the globe were able to communicate and exchange their ideas. During this final presentation session, each panel team will present its discussion results. We hope this time could be meaningful for us to think about youth participation in society.
포럼 참가자들은 어제 각기 다른 4가지의 논제에 대한 토론 시간을 가지며 전 세계 각국에서 친구들이 만나 소통과 교류의 장을 펼쳤습니다. 지금부터 진행될 패널 토론 결과 발표는 어제 진행된 토론의 결과물을 보여주는 시간입니다. 이 시간을 통해 모든 참가자분들이 청소년의 사회 참여에 대해 생각해 볼 수 있는 시간이 되었으면 좋겠습니다.
Now we will begin the final presentations for each panel team to take the floor, so please be prepared to present your final outcomes. The panel teams from the morning sessions, which are panel 1, 3, 5, and 7, will present first, and then those who met in the afternoon, panel 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9, will present after. Each panel team will have 10 minutes to present your results. We will now begin the presentations.
그럼 이제 본격적으로 패널별 발표를 시작하겠습니다. 발표 순서는 오전에 토론을 진행한 토론 1, 3, 5 그리고 7팀이 먼저 한 후 오후에 토론을 진행한 토론 2, 4, 6, 8 그리고 9팀이 마무리하겠습니다. 본격적으로 시작하기 전에 발표자분들은 발표 시간이 10분으로 제한되어 있다는 점을 유의해 주시기 바라겠습니다. 이제부터 본격적으로 시작하겠습니다.
Panel 1 will begin today's presentation. They focus on the action plan for bridging the gap with educational digitalization and academic ability. Please give a big hand for Panel 1. Panel 1, please start your presentation.
그럼 우선 패널 1팀의 발표가 있겠습니다. 패널 1팀의 주제는 교육 정보화와 학력 격차 해소를 위한 실천 방안입니다. 자, 그럼 먼저 패널 1팀을 위해 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 패널 1팀은 발표를 시작하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Hi, my name is Chun Kim, and I will start the presentation for Panel 1, Bridging the Academic Gap During Education Digitalization. We prepared three topics for our presentation.
I'm from Beijing.
Hi, my name is Amina and I'm from Ottawa.
Hi, I'm Jiwon from Jeju.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Chu Ji-won from Qinhuangdao City, China.
Hi, I'm Eleanor from Jeju.
Hi, I'm Eunchang Kim. I'm from Hilo.
Hi, my name is Yunho and I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Jiajing Li from Haikou.
Hi, I'm Jiayun Liu in Quanzhou.
Hi, I'm Jian from Jeju.
Hi, I'm Chun Kim from Jeju.
Hi, I'm Shihuan Du from Shanghai.
Hi, I'm Tingyu Pan from Taipei.
Hello, I'm Ewan Lo from Kaohsiung.
Hi, my name is Kylie McLonge from Maipahu, Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Li Wenxuan from Taipei.
Hello, I'm Naomi from Ottawa.
Hello, I'm Risako Oki from Shizuoka.
Hi, I'm Patient Li from Taipei.
Hi, I'm Shimon from Jeju.
We prepared three topics for our presentation: government support, educational changes, and disadvantaged students. Let's start with educational changes. I suggest that we should change the style of classes to create educational changes. First, we should focus on activities more than theories. Through this, students will be able to concentrate better. Second is group projects. By doing group projects, students could become more engaged in classes. These changes would lead to educational changes.
A method that was brought up for any educational changes was to ask and be asked questions by both students and teachers, a two-way contribution for one's education which would benefit both parties, allowing students to understand what they're confused on and teachers to elaborate on any topics.
Some other ways to make educational changes would be to find different ways to implement currently unemployed public workers, such as public librarians, in assisting student education. And another way would be to create an open curriculum throughout the year for students to find what they are truly interested in, which currently Brown and Amherst University and many more colleges have been pursuing.
The change that I suggested was reallocation of funds. There should be a rearranging of money within school budgets to provide resources to socioeconomically disadvantaged students. There should also be a hiring of additional support staff in order to meet the needs of vulnerable students. These changes will ensure that students who are met with challenges in education digitalization have equal opportunities to success.
Hi, I'm Colin Chen from Dalian. As far as I'm concerned, online lesson is an efficient way to help people know the knowledge.
Hi, I'm Ayako Ono from Hokkaido. By creating more learning apps or more online self-study rooms with a camera, we can open to watch out each other.
To take advantage of some learning websites which are shown on the platform. For example, in my country, there are lots of learning platforms for students and teachers. They include science, history, languages, and so on. I think it will greatly affect the current teaching mode.
During the COVID-19, sometimes we cannot go to school and teachers will not around us, so that we need to look for some good resources, just like some online platform and some websites like Bilibili.
Next is disadvantaged students.
There are still some students who are not so financially capable, lack of devices,
or having the equipment but not knowing how to use. And it might lead to widen the gap between education and economy.
In order to help disadvantaged and disabled students, governments can enact policies to increase internet coverage, provide equipment, and learning access to information. Learning videos can be recorded and posted on websites.
The problem too is unable to answer teachers' questions on the online class, and it's difficult to manage the time schedule.
Based on the second problem, we found that there's a useful project called DLP, the Big Learning Partners, which in urban cities can help to teach a student in rural areas. Therefore, they can have one-on-one teaching to answer the questions students fail to ask in class.
Moving on to our last subtopic, we discuss about what government can do for the education digitalization. I suggest government provide public facilities such as library, computer labs, or classes for those who cannot connect to the internet, don't have smart devices, or don't have enough space. Actually, our school is opening computer labs for students who don't have devices to connect to the internet during the online class weeks. Utilizing facilities will help students to study and prepare for and bridge the academic gap between students.
Internet among the government support is important in education. Therefore, enforced internet service could be a solution. A public Wi-Fi, which is local government's welfare system, such as Jeju free Wi-Fi. If you live in Jeju, you must have seen this Wi-Fi at least once. So these infrastructures facilitate to access information. We believe that if such a policy is implemented by the government, the educational gap will definitely be reduced. Unfair in money income is a major problem in educational gap. Therefore, we concluded enlarging public infrastructure being necessary. Next, let's listen to the presentation of our foreign students.
In my opinion, an important part of infrastructure is multimedia teaching system. Through this system, students can learn, review, do self-test, and so on, so that they could choose relating the learning resources depend on their personal conditions and purpose.
For government support, we have free educational resources. This is to help disadvantaged students or any students learn with no cost for the materials needed for their lessons.
Governments can give students with underdeveloped educational resources the opportunity to listen to online courses for students in areas with developed educational resources.
Another thing that can be done is having teachers specialize in either online or virtual learning. By doing this, teachers can learn specific strategies and support methods for their students based on how they will be learning. This will further enrich the education of students because their teachers will be there to support them and trained.
I would like to explain about the government support to solve the problem about low-income students. I think the government needs to provide and support low-income students with the money, PC and tablets need to digitalize education.
Lowering prices will be one of the most important government policies since it can provide help for people with trouble in money. And I suppose that subsidy would be the best way to reduce prices and effectively promote the development of educational digitalization.
In order to relieve this academic gap, we need to raise awareness of people. Also, we need to take advantage of this media, which is the most fastest spread. I suggested that campaigns with challenges in SNS and the campaigns with advertisement about these circumstances, we can lead to the supports by someone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for hearing the presentation of panel 1. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your remarkable presentation. Please give panel 1 a big round of applause.
훌륭한 발표 감사드립니다. 수고해주신 패널 1팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Next up is panel 3. Their discussion topic was about the action plan for protecting and conserving nature amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. Please give a big hand for panel 3. Panel 3, please start your presentation.
다음으로 패널 3팀의 발표가 있겠습니다. 패널 3팀의 주제는 코로나 감염병의 난제 속에서 자연을 보호하고 보존하기 위한 실천 방안입니다. 패널 3팀을 위해 힘찬 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 패널 3팀은 발표를 시작하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are Panel 3, Hein Kang, Suan Oh, Ninsa Cha, and Hanbi Choi. Today, we will be making a presentation on action plans we can take to protect nature amidst the pandemic. Before we start, we shall first take a look at the influences of COVID-19 on nature.
Aloha everyone. Today our group will be sharing about some of the positive impacts that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the environment. Although many people view this pandemic as a negative situation, there have been some positive impacts, such as having less air pollution, increased levels of biodiversity, and having cleaner water too.
The amount of air pollution has decreased since the start of the pandemic. At a global scale, key greenhouse gases have reduced due to lack of traveling. Before the pandemic, many causes of gas emissions were from deforestation, agricultural use, and emissions off of cars and vehicles. COVID-19 caused a halt in these activities, and there are visible effects from the lack of gas emissions, such as clearer skies and less fog.
As lives come to a sudden halt due to the ongoing pandemic, more and more animals are venturing out of their hiding places and into areas previously occupied by humans. In Santiago, Chile, pumas are roaming the cities. Olive-footed turtles, an international endangered species, have reappeared on the coast of Odisha following the lockdown in India. Rare sea mammals called dugongs in Thailand have also been spotted swimming in waters that humans no longer follow. These are all sites that have been restored as COVID-19 imposes lockdowns in countries, reducing human activity.
In addition, the water quality also developed in some regions during the pandemic. The particular reason is that decreasing human activities make the water clean in those areas. For instance, Venice is the most famous city in Italy and it is called the City of Water. Because of its special scenery, it attracts lots of travelers every year. Simultaneously, due to the large number of travelers' visits, the water quality in Venice became increasingly worse. However, during the pandemic period, COVID-19 stops most travelers' traveling plans and makes them stay at home. This causes the traveler numbers to plummet. Because of less people and less human activities, the water in Venice Canal suddenly starts getting clean. It is the pandemic that decreases human activities and improves the water quality.
Now that you've learned about some of the benefits that COVID has had on the environment, it's time to hear about some of the lessons that we can learn from these benefits and ways that we can maintain and protect the environment for future generations to come.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, many environmental problems have occurred, such as increased medical and plastic waste. Green technology, which was our team's topic, will help solve these problems and pursue sustainable development.
Hello, we made a video about green technology. Green technology means eco-friendly and efficient technology. We are going to explain some green technology ideas in the video. Let's take a look.
The second technology is about mass recycling. Unlike normal mass, this one developed in Huizhou. They use a high-tech component, a microporous membrane using high ion technology. This mass has a particle filtering efficiency of 75%, much higher than standards of 30% for surgical masks. This mask can withstand temperatures of 120 degrees Celsius. After single use, it can be soaked in boiling water for 10 minutes for the inspection and sterilization. After drying, it can be used repeatedly until the mask is worn out.
Hello everyone, I'm Sun Cuiling from Laizhou, China. My topic of this video is about the ocean cleanup, which developed cleanup systems that can clean up the floating plastics, including medical waste and used masks. Though plastic has been a blessing to us in terms of convenience, it has also become a curse in the way that affects the environment and kills millions of marine animals every year. A Dutch teenager, Slat, recognized the severity of the problem and established an organization known as the Ocean Cleanup in response. He went on to develop a method which can clean up the floating plastics caught swiveling in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch to reduce the pollution caused by explosion of COVID-19 and release the pressure on the environment.
How was it? Green technology will help sustainable development in the COVID-19 pandemic. I think we need our active interest in the green technology and environmental pollution. Thank you for watching our video.
The measures taken to control the pandemic seem to have reduced environmental pollution in the beginning. However, COVID-19 has been causing several long-term, potentially permanent negative impacts on the natural environment, which we have explored in the following video.
Man and nature will be in eternal interaction until the end of their existence. Society transforms the nature around it, and nature in turn gives humanity the resources necessary for life. Such interaction always has good and bad consequences. Speaking of this, it's impossible not to mention the urgent global environmental problem that is being solved at the moment. In our project, we will consider the question of whether the global environmental problem has worsened during and after COVID-19.
The increased use and production of single-use plastics, we've also seen an increase in littering. Because these objects are seen as contaminated after one use, they must be disposed of. But instead of throwing them into trash or recycle bins, we see people throwing their masks, food delivery bags, and gloves, and much more on the ground. Or the trash cans are overflowing and waste, especially light items such as plastic bags and masks, are blown off into the wind. These plastics are never broken down in the environment and eventually find their way into places like the ocean, where they can harm unsuspecting animals.
While the COVID-19 pandemic seemed to have some positive impacts on nature in the beginning by clearing the air, a more polluted future has been brewing due to the increase in plastic waste. The pandemic has led to the rising consumption of a variety of disposable products. These include personal protective equipment or PPE, such as face masks, gloves, and gowns used in hospitals, as well as plastic food packaging as a result of increased food deliveries and online grocery purchases. For example, the International Solid Waste Association estimated consumption of 250 to 300% more single-use plastic than used during pre-pandemic. Approximately 130 billion face masks and 65 billion gloves were used globally every month in 2020.
We saw the solution in several countries. How China properly throws away masks, Hawaii is a tourist cap, Japan's greenhouse gas reduction measures, and Korea's zero waste movement.
Due to the pandemic, we've seen an increase of waste around the world. Mask waste, plastic waste, food container waste, all of it has increased and it is an issue we need to focus on. In Hawaii, we believe that a tourism cap should be created because as the amount of tourists increase, so does the harm done to the environment. Therefore, if we're effectively able to keep the amount of tourists down,
We will also keep the amount of harm that's done to the environment down, while also maintaining a stable economy.
During epidemic, we should properly handle masks. First of all, we should cherish every mask and not waste masks. Then, don't throw away the used masks. Next is the method that is actually used in China. If the mask is worn by a healthy person, it can be sorted and put in a harmful trash can. People who have fever and are quarantined at home should be disinfected with 75% alcohol spray, sealed and discarded in a harmful trash can.
As COVID-19 spreads, the zero waste movement is being practiced to reduce plastic containers. Some people enroll daily practice on SNS or left them in multiple containers, not plastic containers at cafes or restaurants.
In Japan, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the government is working on a cool choice. This is an initiative that encourages the public to select eco-friendly products wisely, and based on this, the public selects eco-friendly products such as eco-houses, eco-cars, and eco-friendly home appliances. People's actions have caused a certain amount of damage to the environment. They can take the following measures to protect nature. First, bring your own lunchbox or crisper when buying food. This is to reduce the plastic produced when packaging food. In addition, try to buy as little gum as possible and put it in the correct recycling container. Most chewing gums currently on the market contain plastic. You can also choose natural and organic chewing gum. Third, our lifestyle sometimes prevents us from paying attention to details. Therefore, when it comes to recycling plastic waste, it is sometimes put into the wrong container. Before throwing out the trash, be sure to figure out where each item should be placed.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you for your impressive work. Please give panel 3 a big round of applause.
멋진 발표 감사드립니다. 수고해주신 패널 3팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We will now have our last presentation for our first final presentation session from panel 5. Their discussion topic was Achieving Food Security and Improving Nutrition. Please warmly welcome panel 5 with an applause. Panel 5, please start your presentation and turn your mic and video.
이어서 패널 토론 결과 발표 첫 번째 세션의 마지막 발표자인 패널 5팀의 발표가 있겠습니다. 패널 5팀의 주제는 먹거리 안정과 영양 증진을 위한 실천 방안입니다. 따뜻한 박수로 패널 5팀을 맞아주세요. 패널 5팀은 발표를 시작하여 주시고 마이크와 비디오를 켜주시기 바랍니다.
Panel 5, you can start your presentation as you're ready.
5조 천천히 되시는 대로 발표 부탁드립니다.
Hello everyone, we are panel 5. Our topic is action plans for achieving food security and improving nutrition. And we will introduce the topic in 4 parts. First, food waste. Second, food sustainability. Third, processed food. Fourth, school and nutrition. Now we start presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Liu Jingyao. I'm the presenter of our group. The topic of our group is food waste. Food waste causes environmental pollution, destroys the fruit of farmers' hard work. It's a bad phenomenon. It will do harm to students' moral upbringing. The table leftovers is very expensive, so it's extremely costly. Our presentation is divided into 3 parts. The first part is leftover food. During our daily life, we often throw out the left food. But this kind of behavior is not appropriate. This not only wastes food, but also illegal businessmen may use the leftover food to produce its harmful oil. So how to deal with it? We can heat up food before eating to serve the leftover food at a later meal. The leftover food is given to pets and vegetable matters is put back onto the field. When you go out to eat, do not order more food than you can eat. Order just enough food. To prevent and reduce the leftover food, the Chinese government launched a national campaign named "Eat Up All on the Plate." This campaign is intended to reduce the waste and raise people's awareness. The second part of the presentation is expired food. We are supposed to avoid eating expired food and avoid eating poor quality food. We can to reduce expired food. We can eat more ready-to-eat food or instant food, like onigiri in Lawson Grocery. The salesman can sell the expired food at a low price or on a discount. The expired food can made into fodder to feed livestock too. To prevent the with the needs and
Okay, let me introduce you the third part of our presentations. It's named overdetermination. Here are three things that we should not do to prevent overdetermination from happening. The first is cut off the edible parts of vegetables and fruits when removing the stems and seeds. The second thing is that peel fruits and vegetables too thickly and discarding the edible parts. And the final thing is throw away the fatty parts of meat. And here comes an example. Can you turn to the next page? Okay, the picture shows the sunflowers and its seeds. So the goal of preventing overdetermination is make full use of things like plants. So the seeds of the sunflowers actually can be processed in the packaging house and become a kind of nut for people to eat. So this is a kind of example that prevent overdeterminations. Okay, our part is finished. Let's invite Levi to present his presentation named Food Sustainability. Can you turn to, okay.
Okay, let me tell you about our next part of our presentation. It's farmland availability issues. So farmland availability issues, the available land is decreasing due to execution of soil, plant crop rotation, enhances the production of land per square. The soil has to keep providing nutrition for crops in both spring and autumn, and as a result, the fertilization of soil decreases dramatically, and the area cannot be cultivated. desertification and human-induced erosion. Human activities, including the expansion and intensive use of agricultural lands, poor irrigation practice, and overgrazing impose extreme pressure on land. And there is one solution: is growing new crops, which bring minimal damage to the land and improve the technology of farming.
All right, so moving on to processed foods. Nowadays, there is a huge disparity between the rich and the poor. It's an unfortunate reality that poor people are not given proper quality of food and have less access to healthy and nutritious foods. They have a tendency to buy fast food due to its cheap price, which is not only bad for their health, but also causes obesity. First, we'll be exploring some possible consequences that are associated with refined and junk food. We all know that if you continuously eat processed and junk foods, it will start to take a toll on your body. Some possible consequences that could happen if you don't change eating habits are heart diseases, strokes, diabetes, obesity, and possibly difficulties learning and remembering things. The macronutrients in the junk food can actually suppress the brain peptides linked to learning and memory. So some more consequences are how high calories and low nutrition rapidly deteriorates your health. Since a large amount of energy is consumed to digest, fatigue increases easily. Increased weight increases the risk of adult diseases. It reduces memory and concentration. Once you start overeating, you can't stop overeating. So here are some possible solutions to preventing the consequences of eating junk food. Food banks were started in the United States in 1967. Food banks collect surplus food that is safe for consumption and redistribute them to those in need of food support. For example, in Japan, an organization called Second Harvest Japan is promoting this activity. This activity can solve food problems since it can help reduce food waste as well as world hunger. Moving on, in some countries, there's an increasing number of children's cafeterias, which offer free or cheap healthy food to poor families. What we can do as an individual to improve nutrition is to provide information about such services. So this goes under provide information about healthy services. 3, warning labels. Warning labels could deter customers from purchasing items that could negatively impact their health, such as foods with lots of saturated fat and excessive amounts of sugar. Indeed, studies have shown that these warning labels on very unhealthy foods lower the amount of purchases of these products. Moreover, warning labels help the consumer understand the risks associated with ingesting these foods and adequately plan out their nutrient intake. In other words, the consumer is more aware of what they are consuming, which makes for a healthier society overall. Buying or growing your own food, so this is number 4, can be an option to a healthier diet. Furthermore, as the amount of people who do this increases, big companies will slowly change the way they grow their products. Instead of spraying pesticides and using preservatives, they will start to grow their food naturally in order for them to continue to make a profit. And now June will talk about school and nutrition.
Sorry that I forget to open my microphone. So we are going to talk about the school and nutrition. This is our content. And my part is for the school farm program. This is a program to grow crops in school. And the school can ensure that the meals are safe. It also can increase the knowledge about nutrition and agriculture for the student. Take my school for example.
We have a little farm to grow the crops and can let the student to experience how to take care of them and to harvest it. Next.
Okay, secondly, oh my God. Okay, secondly, what I want to talk about is cooking class. Cooking class is beneficial because it teaches students how to cook the food more healthily and use ingredients reasonably. And it provides the opportunity for students to learn about healthy foods and how to add nutritious ingredients into their meals. Students may be more willing to try new foods and consume more fruits and vegetables. Therefore, they can balance their nutritious diet.
So next page.
Okay, next page. Thank you. Thirdly, what we want to talk about is school lunch. In the United States, school under the Department of Education follow Michelle Obama's school lunch program. The Obama-era school nutrition policy has tried to improve the diet of students, and meals served in these schools followed strict guidelines of fat, sugar, and calorie counts.
Finally, I would like to talk about a government program. Government has to subsidize the students whose families don't have enough money for their daily basis for their spending on the school lunches. To address this situation, there are government programs that help low-income families get adequate amounts of food and nutrition. It is a SNAP program. The SNAP program provides crucial food and nutritional support to qualifying low-income. An electronic benefits transfer card is provided by the government to use when buying food items.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. For achieving food security and improving nutrition, let's effort together. Thank you.
Thank you, Panel 5, for an impressive presentation. Please give Panel 1, 3, and 5 applause.
수고해주신 패널 1, 3, 5팀을 위해 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Hello, participants from all around the world. We are 미주현 and
Nahiri
from the Culture Exchange Committee, and we will be moderating the online Culture Exchange program.
전 세계의 모든 학생 여러분 안녕하십니까? 저희는 문화교류위원회에서 온라인 문화교류 진행을 맡은
현미주
이나입니다.
We would first like to thank all of you for your active participation in the forum, especially with all the final presentations and culture video preparations.
이번 포럼에 적극적으로 참여하며 패널 토론 결과 발표와 문화교류 영상을 준비하면서 수고해주신 여러분들께 감사를 표합니다.
As members of the Culture Exchange Committee, we believe culture symbolizes one society. Thus, culture exchange highlights the beauty of diversity, where we learn from other cultures and move forward to be global leaders.
문화교류위원회의 위원으로서 우리는 문화가 한 사람의 사회를 상징한다고 생각합니다. 따라서 문화교류는 다양성의 아름다움을 강조합니다. 이와 같은 활동들을 통해 다른 문화를 배우고 이해하며 글로벌 리더가 되기 위해서 전진합니다.
This year, we have a total of 45 cities that participated in the forum. and we have received various videos. However, I regret to say that we are not able to pay all the videos because of the time limits. Such being the case, please understand our position. Thank you.
올해 참가 도시는 총 45개 도시로 많은 도시의 참가자분들이 이번 온라인 문화교류에 참가해 주셨습니다. 하지만 시간 관계상 모든 문화 영상을 보여드릴 수는 없게 되었습니다. 그 점 양해 부탁드립니다.
The first topic for our online culture exchange is local cuisines, and we will now begin by exploring the local cuisines from various cities.
온라인 문화교류의 첫 번째 주제는 음식인데요. 다양한 도시들의 음식들을 알아가 보겠습니다.
Before watching the video, I would like to briefly introduce the content of the videos.
각 도시의 음식 문화 영상을 시청하기에 앞서 영상 내용들에 대한 간략한 설명을 드리겠습니다.
We will first have Lihab Al-Qaeda presenting the street food and unique cuisines of Doha.
첫 번째로 라하프 엘카이더 참가자는 도하시의 독특한 요리와 길거리 음식을 준비하였습니다.
Then we will have 4 students from Aomori High School talking about the local cuisines and the traditional cultures of Aomori Prefecture.
아오모리 고등학교에서 온 후쿠오카 유이 외 3명의 참가자들은 아오모리현 지역의 음식과 전통 문화를 선보일 것입니다.
Furthermore, after Jajing Lee talks about Haiko's delicacies, 제12회 present a special food vlog from Haiko.
다음으로 자직리가 만든 하이커우 씨의 별미에 대한 영상을 시청한 후 시페이가 준비한 하이난성의 특별한 음식 브이로그를 시청하시겠습니다.
Next, we will have 5 students from Kalani High School, Honolulu, making a spam musubi, followed by 4 students from Waipao High School, taking a virtual tour through the cultural cuisine in Waipao.
이어서 호놀룰루시의 칼라니 고등학교 참가자 5명이 준비한 스팸 무스비 만들기를 시청한 뒤 와이파우 고등학교 4명의 참가자들이 준비한 와이파우시 지역의 맛집 가상 여행을 떠나보도록 하겠습니다.
Last but not least, 4 students from Jining Confucius International School prepared a video of Jining's cuisine. Shall we watch the videos?
마지막으로 지닝 국제학교의 4명의 참가자들이 준비한 지닝시의 지역 요리들을 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 그럼 영상을 한번 봐볼까요?
Hello everyone. In this video, I wanted to showcase a hidden gem from the best aspects Qatar has to offer, which is its delightful cuisine. To give some background info, Qatar is a peninsula located in the Middle East where FIFA Cup 2022 will be held. And due to its geographical location, this has influenced its unique cuisine, where seafood and savory dishes are staple items in the menu. And when going out, it is an absolute must to have a taste of your street food. And that is why I filmed this video, to give you some perspective on Qatari food culture. The location I chose is Souk Waqif, the oldest traditional market in Doha that dates back to the 20th century. It is what I believe is the heart of Doha and the perfect place to showcase the country's cuisine. I would also like to add that herbs and spices have a huge impact on Qatari food. Herbs such as turmeric, cardamom, and ground dried up lime, and spices like black pepper are frequently used in Qatari foods. And here, just like in an English pub, people group together with their drinks and food to view football matches and support their teams. And this is a lady making one of the most popular street foods, called fatira. To cook a fatira, the batter is spread on the pan in one thin layer over high heat. While it is cooking, sweet or savory fillings like chocolate or cheese are drizzled on top. Once it turns a delicious crispy brown color, it is scraped off the pan, then served hot. It is a personal favorite of mine. To sign off, Qatar has many amazing things that an individual can see and do, but in my humble opinion, nothing tops a warm meal that warms the heart.
Aomori Prefecture. Our hometown, Aomori Prefecture, is on the north side of Japan. The population is about 1.2 million. In spring, cherry blossoms bloom around Hirosaki Castle. In summer, you can experience the nature of the Shirakami Mountains, which is a World Heritage Site. In the fall, you can see the autumn leaves in various places, and in the winter, you can enjoy skiing and snowboarding. The yield of apples is the highest in Japan. Also, there is the most famous tuna fishing ground in Japan. We will present about Aomori Prefecture's local cuisine and traditional culture.
This is an ethnic food from Hachinohe in Aomori. Pork and senbei, chicken, konjac, green onion, carrot, etc. in the soup. This won the B1 Grand Prix, one of the most famous food Grand Prix in 2012, and then became famous. Music videos that promote senbei jiru were made. Here is the one. Try eating this if you have a chance.
Ikamenchi is a well-known traditional food in Aomori, Japan. Ika means squid, menchi means mince. We use squid legs, onion, cabbage, carrot, egg, and flour to make it. First, finely chop squid and vegetables. Next, mix all the ingredients. Then, drop them into oils with a spoon and deep fry. It's juicy and delicious. You should try it.
Nebuta is held in Aomori from August 2nd to August 7th. About 2.5 million people join Nebuta Festival every year. Some people play drum, flute, and handbell. Haneto dance to music, shouting La Sera. Nebuta is powerful and beautiful. I want you to join Nebuta Festival.
Aloha from Kalani High School. I'm Andy.
I'm Yunho.
I'm Camille. And I'm Allison.
And today we'll be making spam musubis.
In Hawaii, spam is a very popular food. Every year, 6 to 7 million cans are sold, and you see it eaten for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, and you can find it almost anywhere. It's at like McDonald's, Zippy's, Target, and it's a key ingredient in a lot of different foods in Hawaii.
The type of spam we are using right now is Spam Classic. Surprisingly, there are many other types of spam, including a healthier version, which is light spam and 25% less sodium spam. There also is spam with bacon, turkey spam, hickory smoked spam, hot and spicy spam, jalapeno spam, teriyaki spam, Portuguese sausage spam, and even tocino spam.
So, when making spam musubis, you should firstly cut apart the spam into digestible pieces, because obviously chowing down on that whole block would be absolutely disgusting. So here you see my friend Eunho Kim, Korean made by the way, cutting apart the spam into somewhat uneven pieces. The spam musubis. Now, once you've smushed down your rice, which we used via 2-part clear plastic box, you can put the spam on top and just separate the rice just like you see in the video there. Once you've separated it, you might want to pack it nicely together with your hands as it may be a little bit loose. Then place it on the spam side on top of the nori and fold it just like that. Seems like we had a little trouble on the left side, but a good tip for that is to actually wet your stuff so the rice doesn't stick to it. And here you see we've made 2 very nice spam musubis. Very simple and very easy.
Cheers, saloon!
Aloha! We are students from Waipahu High School, located in Oahu, Hawaii.
Hi guys, my name is Kylie McGlonget. I'm 16 years old and I'm in the 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Maverick Yasuda. I'm 16 years old and I'm also in the 11th grade.
Hi everyone, my name is Joanna Marie Del Rosario. I am 16 and I am in the 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Ariane Carol-Kittis. I am 17. I am in the 12th grade.
Waipahu High School is surrounded by many locally owned businesses. If you drive down the main road from Waipahu High School, on your left, one of the first stores you'll see is Tanioka's Seafood and Catering. Tanioka's Seafood and Catering has been serving the leeward side of Oahu since 1978. They specialize in fresh, locally sponsored ahi, which is the Hawaiian name for yellowfin tuna, and aku, the Hawaiian name for skipjack tuna. They are also known for their pupus, a pidgin word for appetizers or finger food.
Moving to our right, you will see Honolulu Kitchen. They are known for their manapuas, which is a dish made by Chinese plantation workers that had immigrated to Hawaii. The fried or steamed manapua are filled with a diverse selection of sweet and savory ethnic flavors such as pork adobo, patele, ube, lilikoi, and many more. Honolulu Kitchen also sells plate lunches. In Hawaii, a plate lunch is an affordable lunch plate that is filled with a wide variety of food. They typically include rice, an assortment of meats, and vegetables.
Across the street from Honolulu Kitchen is another popular restaurant called Kei's Bento. It offers a wide variety of local favorites in the form of bentos or small meals, which includes musubis, tofu patties, corned beef hash, maki and oshi sushi, and teriyaki hot dogs. It is a mom and pop owned shop that has been through 3 generations and has been around for over 40 years. It is one of the most well-known small businesses in Waipahu and serves delicious food for the residents of our city.
Thank you for joining us as we toured Waipahu and its delicious cuisine. Have a great day.
Aloha!
Thank you for the wonderful videos. We will now begin our second final presentation session. It's panel 7's turn to give their presentation. They talked about the action plan for resolving conflict and building peace. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to panel 7's presentation, so please greet them with a big round of applause to show your excitement. Panel 7, please start your presentation.
그럼 다음으로 패널 7팀의 차례입니다. 패널 7팀은 갈등 해결과 평화 구축을 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 패널 7팀의 발표가 매우 기대되는데요. 기대되는 마음의 크기만큼 힘찬 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 패널 7팀은 발표를 시작하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Hi everyone, we are panel 7 and this is Hyojung Ko, Do-young Kim and Suan Oh. We have discussed the action plan for resolving conflicts and building peace, especially about cyberbullying and racial hate crime. Now let's move on to our video. Maybe I should remove this post. Why do they make fun of me?
Like the conflict in the previous video, we all meet a lot of personal conflicts caused by minor reasons. I'm sure most of you have seen this behavior in class, in the hallway, on the playground, or on the street. But a lot of this is happening online, where a lot of people are unaware of bullying. We call this cyberbullying. So how do we solve this issue? We've created an action plan to resolve cyberbullying. Before we suggest an action plan to resolve cyberbullying, I'll suggest 3 preventions of cyberbullying. We should respect each other fundamentally. If you feel being bullied is affecting you mentally, seek counseling and communicate each other. This would decrease misunderstanding or something. At last, would decrease the rate of cyberbullying.
Now, let me tell you the action plans. First, determine if the person is joking or really intending to hurt you. If you think that person is truly intending to hurt you, secondly, stay calm. Don't let your emotions take over. Also, talk about your opinion clearly. Third, don't be a bystander of bullying. Say something when you see something. Someone who sees something keeps silent. The suffering of victims will get worse.
Fourth, we need to raise awareness of conflicting issues. Fifth, speak to someone you trust if you are being bullied. Sixth, take responsibility for your actions. If you keep in mind to think whether my actions violate other people's rights or my rights are being violated. Seventh, students should be educated on human rights, and the government has to create policies to prevent bullying. If that happens, students can respect and consideration between people will come out. At last, we need to build a more systematic psychological counseling system. Through this, we can improve opportunities for conflict parties to gather and talk. So far, we've dealt with cyberbullying. Now let's look at some global issues.
Hey bro, what's going on here? Why do you call me at 1 a.m.? What? Really? Hold on, I'm calling others.
Hey, what's happening?
I've been seeing these articles and videos about racism everywhere. Do you also see them?
Yes, it is heartbreaking to see people get hurt because of their race.
I wish we could change the situation right now.
Why can't we?
Because we are too young to handle big problems like this. We have to leave it to the adults.
Don't think like that. We can still make a difference, and there are a lot of ways to do so. For example, we can start raising awareness of the situation to people we know. We can tell our families or even use social media to spread it. The one thing we can do is let others suffer from conflict when we can stop it.
You are very right. Now that I think about it, we could also make posters and offer volunteering services that provides psychological support to whoever is feeling overwhelmed. These services should be established and promoted more. Also, to reduce racist opinions, schools should teach different cultures and educate students that people can be different and that it is very, very, very normal.
Indeed, everyone deserves respect and basic human rights. If we notice people's rights are being harassed, it is our responsibility to not stay quiet. We can make difference little by little. I hope less people are emotionally and physically hurt day by day.
I have the same hope for everyone.
Thanks for watching, and aloha!
Thank you for watching.
Finally, let me tell you why it is important for teenagers to learn how to solve these conflicts. We've been through many achievements so far, and during these achievements, minority opinion have been ignored for the benefit of the majority. However, in the 21st century, as the environment was destroyed and conflicts intensified, people ask for sustainable development. We should respect the opinion of minority people and move forward together. In order to do so, it will be a way for us, who are citizens of the world in school uniforms, to participate in society and express our opinion.
Thanks for watching, and aloha!
Thank you for watching. 見てくれてありがとう。
ありがとう。さよなら。
拜拜拜拜。
非常感谢大家，再会。
谢谢你们，拜拜。
谢谢你们，拜拜。
Thank you。拜拜。
谢谢大家，欢迎来台湾，拜拜。
Here's the editor, Jamil. So, thank you and have a good day. Bye.
수고해주신 패널 7팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Now we are moving on to the teams that had their discussions yesterday afternoon. Panel 2 will be the first to present among the afternoon teams. Their discussion topic was based on the action plan for bridging the gap with educational digitalization and academic ability. Please welcome Panel 2. Panel 2, please start your presentation.
이제는 어제 오후에 토론을 진행한 팀들의 발표를 들어보겠습니다. 그럼 오후 팀 중 첫 번째로 패널 2팀을 모셔보겠습니다. 패널 2팀은 교육 정보화와 학력 격차 해소를 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 큰 박수로 패널 2팀을 맞아주시기 바랍니다. 패널 2팀은 발표를 시작하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Hi, we are panel 2. Our topic is Action Plan for Bridging the Academic Ability Gap During Educational Digitalization. Some people are receiving abundant education, while others do not have an appropriate educational environment, and the educational gap is becoming more and more polarized as it has been converted online due to the COVID-19 situation. So our panel came up with the best way to bridge this educational gap. Then let's watch our video together.
Do you think is your education enough? Of course, my education isn't enough. We must keep learning our whole life.
I have been struggling whenever there are problems with internet connection and outage, and then finding a place to print materials in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic lockdown is also difficult.
What measures has your government done to lessen the gap? Japanese government done the project called Giga School. This project goal is to set up an internet connection for all Japanese schools.
In Qatar, with the beginning of the pandemic, all public schools were closed down and education was provided through YouTube, where the government uploaded pre-recorded lessons for students to learn from, and assignments were given through the application Microsoft Teams. After that, the Ministry of Education announced that schools would follow a 50% attendance plan, where students attended school half the week and the other half was spent in distance learning through Microsoft Teams. Currently, all students attend school 100% with the exception of assignments that still remain to be on the app.
In the Republic of Moldova, the Ministry of Education and Research, in association with Class of the Future, initiated a series of courses designed for teachers to learn how to use online platforms such as Google Meet. Alongside this, together with Chisinau City Hall, the Ministry has organized 2,500 videos lessons in the first phase of the online education project. The videos contain lectures for pupils from 1st to 12th grade, both in Romanian and Russian, creating a safe and easy platform for them to learn. Furthermore, last year, the ministry, financed by the government, procured 3,000 laptops that were given to teachers and students in need. These laptops allowed them to participate in online classes without any technical problems, giving them the opportunity to study and learn efficiently.
To build the education gap, Taiwan has an equipment borrowing system, and we gave the priority to rural areas and disadvantaged families. And more for the disadvantaged families, we coordinated with telecom companies and we gave them free data plans or discounts.
The Chinese government is not making clear actions to help with distance learning to bridge the academic ability gap now. We have only noticed that the Ministry of Education has made a few websites to share recorded videos of classes in real classrooms.
Our government has implemented a plan about digital learning partners and provided online learning platforms for free.
In Japan, the government has offered the GIGA school system, which provides every student with tablets. But the present situation is that there are many gaps throughout Japan. The reason of this is the shortage of Japanese budget and the fact that government cannot choose areas that should provide. To solve this problem effectively, the government should provide the internet to the area in real need.
Hi everyone, the question our group chose is, what's the most serious problems the educational gap causes? And our answer is that the rich get richer and the poor get poor, because rich parents tend to encourage the learning of their kids while poor parents won't care so much.
Hi everyone. Well, I think the most serious problem is that the learning gap restrains students' development, and it is harmful for their future.
Another serious problem that is caused by educational gap is that it may increase the crime rates and also other social problems, as well as a discrimination between those who can perform well at school and those who do not have a good academic performance.
Decrease in social development due to excessive polarization.
I think the main problem of educational gap is correlated with other serious problems. This means the deepening of educational gap could make other problems worse. For instance, educational gap is related with income polarization, poverty, and also severe merit system. It's important to lessen the gap as soon as possible. We should keep focus on the word equality and pay attention to underprivileged of education.
What do we need to do to minimize the learning gap? One of the biggest obstacles in online learning nowadays is the fact that some students and some teachers don't know how to use gadgets or the applications that are usually used to conduct online meetings, such as Zoom or even Microsoft Teams. So as a solution to this obstacle, which is, technical issues that are usually seen and that occur a lot in such things, we should organize seminars and courses to improve the skills of such individuals.
To minimizing the learning gap, governments of each country should accurately identify and distribute the educational informatization status of students, ensure autonomy considering regional and school characteristics, and provide individual support.
We can discuss with teachers and students to ask their opinion and find solutions.
I learned students and teachers are not equally receive not only the internet environment, but knowledge of how to use it. To solve this issue, I think the government has to provide the internet environment and the information about that to the areas in real need. By doing so, I hope the recent international situation in education will get better and equal.
I think the government can build a free platform providing many teaching videos of different subjects, so we can share learning resources. The government of all countries should train a group of excellent teachers who can adapt and participate in the creation of network culture as soon as possible. It is necessary to diversify the classroom and the learning by adding technology to the teaching.
I think that the most serious problem caused by distance learning is loss of knowledge from the time period in which the government was inexperienced and unsure in how to better provide the education needed for students in the conditions they had at that moment. Many students did not fully learn at that time and were left with questions that have been answered later, but in a rush and not always completely.
Some people might not be familiar to the operation of online learning, and so this will cause the low efficiency. And also, distance learning makes people hard to concentrate.
The gap between rural and urban areas comes to the fore. Some people in rural areas don't have tools for online learning.
The online platform can build a tackle system to urge the student to study and complete their studying missions, construct a home and school cooperation system using Pomodoro to increase the study efficiency and improve the student's self-taught ability. How can we urge our governments to take action? In digital age, we can use some social platforms.
It was great, isn't it? So you can see some special unique objects in our video. Can you guess what it is? It's square-shaped and it's made out of papers. That's book. That's the book. So we believe that the idea of knowledge spreading one to another is very essential to our community. I believe that this is the key to better world and better humanity, and most importantly, better future. Therefore, we use various books to express our major keyword education, and eventually, kids today will grow up and they are going to be the one who is going to lead our nations. So, education is more than teaching and learning. It's investment to our future. And that's why we believe that we should fill in the gap between us.
And the background music is also made by our own. The ukulele is Kaluin and the piano is Yuina. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? So everybody, thank you for watching, and also appreciate for all online participants. Thank you.
It indeed was a thought-provoking and inspiring presentation. Thank you, panel 2. Please give panel 2 a big round of applause.
정말 많은 생각을 하게 하는 아주 인상 깊은 발표였습니다. 패널 2팀 정말 감사합니다. 패널 2팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Now we will have panel 4 to present. Their discussion topic was on the action plan for protecting and conserving nature amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. Please welcome panel 4. Panel 4, please start your video presentation.
패널 4팀의 발표가 있겠습니다. 패널 4팀은 코로나 감염병의 난제 속에서 자연을 보호하고 보존하기 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 큰 박수로 패널 4팀을 맞아주시기 바랍니다. 패널 4팀은 영상과 발표를 시작하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Travel with us!
Companies should be the bond between the nature conservation field and the public. Companies can print slogans or tips related to animals and plants to promote the popularization of biodiversity conservation knowledge.
Food delivery companies can offer recyclable plastic options to the users. Also, environmental protection activities can also be organized to attract more people's attention to these issues.
Hello, greetings from Mongolia. Today I'm going to talk to you about the role of the government in protecting the environment. On March 1st, 2019, the government of Mongolia banned the sale and use of consumer plastic bags in store. We can use cloth or paper bags. This is a great solution to avoid the use of plastic bags. But it was a big step and difficult to implement. In this way, if the government enacts eco-friendly laws and most importantly implements them, it can have a great impact. Thanks for your attention. Bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Wang Kang from Laizhou, China. I think COVID-19 can reduce our daily use of plastic items, but will also create more medical plastic waste, including used masks and protective suits. And plastic takes too many years to degrade, so we should replace plastics with the other eco-friendly materials. Thank you.
I think it's very important to target the source of plastic pollution. For non-degradable plastic products, China promulgated a law to limit the production of plastic bags and detail the deployment of plastic waste cleaning, recycling, scientific disposal, and other aspects.
There are so many medical wastes that are made by plastic, such as injection needle or some disposable gloves. Besides, in our daily, the packaging of masks are made by plastic. So in the situation of COVID-19, the use of them are increased. We should take action in garbage sorting, especially in plastic, so that we can take better care of our environment.
Various parts of China continue to update and issue restrictions on plastic bags. And I suggest to promote the reduction of packaging materials for express delivery at the source.
Hi everyone, I'm Xu Mengyan from Lanzhou, China. Some express companies in China have offered eco-friendly options to customers. The express cartons in good shape will be stored for reuse. Plastic tape, foam boxes, and cardboard boxes are being used less or changed to environmental friendly materials.
Amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, there are many ways for individuals to help the environment. People can change their daily routines and lifestyles. For example, they can take public transportation instead of cars and use reusable things such as their own shopping bags, water bottles, and straws more oftenly. On the other hand, we can also raise awareness of this problem by using social media and creating online campaigns and using flyers, just to name a few ways. We must also educate our kids and encourage and support those who are willing to stand up and help the environment change for the better.
COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in many people being backed into a corner as they have to turn to illegal poaching, fishing, logging, etc. in order to provide for themselves. To combat this, governments need to provide financial assistance or create work opportunities in the long term to the unemployed to prevent them from hunting. In addition, governments can provide more support to those who take actions to protect the wild animals, such as providing subsidies.
I think businesses and shops should be banned from using single-use plastic containers that are not biodegradable. We should reduce the amount of plastic we use and promote recycling.
Now that the negative impacts humans have been posing on nature, unwittingly or wittingly, have risen up to the surface during this pandemic, it is pivotal that we become more conscious of our actions. Realizing that individual actions, even if small, accumulate to constitute for bigger changes eventually is the key here for mitigating the effects for climate change.
If you look at the satellite image of the European Space Agency, you can easily see that the nitrogen dioxide concentration of China in February 2020 has rapidly declined compared to the rate of February 2019. It was because of traffic reduction due to COVID-19. It was good news for the air that people can go out a lot.
Humans have also benefited from lockdown. People have started to take better care of their mental health. People are also able to spend more time with their families. It is important that we work to preserve these benefits for humans too. And that marks the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thanks for the great presentation despite having less time to prepare. Please give the panel 7, 2, and 4 a big round of applause.
짧은 준비 시간이었음에도 불구하고 멋진 발표 준비해 주셔서 감사합니다. 패널 7, 2, 4팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We will now begin our second online culture exchange session by exploring the literature art of each culture.
이제 각 문화의 문학 예술적인 부분들을 탐구하며 두 번째 온라인 문화 교류 시간을 시작하겠습니다.
Five participants from Sakhalin prepared an interesting video introducing the history and traditions of their city.
사할린시의 5명의 참가자들은 사할린의 역사와 전통에 대해 알려주는 영상을 준비했습니다.
Next, Huayu Chen will talk about the Kilo architecture in Haikou.
다음으로 후아유의 첸은 하이커우시의 킬로라는 건축 문화에 대한 소개를 준비하였습니다.
Deborah Jusurowa and Naomi McConen from Ottawa have prepared a video about Canadian authors along with a poem by Duke Redbird and diversity in Canada.
오타와시에서 온 데보라 듀로소와 나오미 마코넨 참가자는 여러 가지를 준비했다고 합니다. 캐나다의 작가 소개와 듀크 레드버드 시인의 시 낭독 및 캐나다의 다양성에 대한 설명을 보도록 하겠습니다.
Then we will watch Engun Tumen Bayar's calligraphy from Selenge. Guo Xuanhu from Haikou will recite a poem titled A Moonlit Night on the Spring River.
다음으로 셀렌게시에서 온 앵군 투멘 바이어르 참가자의 캘리그라피 감상 후 하이커우시 구오슈안 후 참가자의 A Moonlit Night on the Spring River 시 낭독을 들어보겠습니다.
We will then watch the calligraphy activities of Suzuka Tabata and Hikari Takahashi, who are from Karasuji.
여섯 번째 영상에서는 가라스시의 스즈키 타바타와 히카리 타카하시 참가자들이 준비한 캘리그라피를 만드는 과정을 보겠습니다.
Angela from Hangzhou has prepared a poem by Daewang-shu, A Lane in the Rain.
항저우시의 안젤라는 다이왕슈의 A Lane in the Rain 시를 낭독하겠습니다.
Our last literature arts video will be presented by Arina Cheptanaru from Lishani, narrating the tale of The Bear Tricked by the Fox. Let's explore the works.
문학예술 영상 마지막으로는 리샤니 씨의 아리나 챕타나루가 여우에게 속은 곰이라는 동화를 들려주겠습니다. 자, 그럼 그들의 작품을 감상하러 가볼까요?
Our homeland is vast and wide. Our homeland is famous for its traditions and customs. Our homeland is Russia. In the anthem of our motherland is sung, Russia is our great power. Russia is our great country. Every inhabitant of our lands finds inspiration in his country, the desire of knowledge and peace, the strength to move forward. We are the new generation of a great power. We are the future of our country. Where does the motherland begin? With a primer and writing, or maybe from the expansive Russian fields? Perhaps the motherland originates from the nature.
There is hardly a country in the world where such a variety of scenery and vegetation can be found. Well, Russia has 12 seas, and also Russia has 1/6 of the world's forests. We have steppes in the south, plains and forests in the Midlands, taiga and tundra in the north, historical and cultural centers in the west, tremendous wildlife, and our magic island, shaped like a fish in the east. By the way, our island Sakhalin is known as the Pearl of Russia.
Russia is a very multinational country. Tatars, Ukrainians, Bashkirs, Ossetians, more than 190 nationalities. But as a rule, they all have similarities in their behavior patterns. Russians have practically no concept of privacy. For us, everyone is like a deer. In choosing between rational thinking and feelings, Russians choose feelings. Our actions often come from the heart rather from the mind. Russian people often like to argue, especially on some global philosophical topics. Russians are also characterized by a great love for freebies. We are ready to do a lot for getting something for free. Russian people are all very serious and rarely smile. On the West, a smile is a mandatory attribute of politeness. That for us, not at all.
As Russia is a multinational country, we celebrate holidays from all over the world. There is even a joke that we celebrate New Year for the whole year. The most common foreign holidays are the Halloween, the Groundhog Day, the St. Valentine's Day, Chinese and Korean New Year's, and etc. But there is also a plenty of native Russian holidays, such as the Russian Pancake Day, aka Maslenitsa, very unique Easter as well, the Honey Day, the Bear Day, the D-Day, and etc. All holidays has its own rituals, but there is one common thing about every Russian holiday. All family and all friends necessarily gather at the common table and eat deliciously and densely.
Russian cuisine is considered as one of the most interesting cuisines in the world. Russian cuisine is very satisfying and healthy. The main components throughout the centuries were cabbage, all kinds of fruits and berries, and cucumbers, fish, mushroom, and meats. Cereals such as oat, rye, wheat, and millet were not left aside. Many typical features of traditional Russian cuisine are a variety of hot soups and porridges, ferments, pickled products, mushroom dishes, and meat on the Russian table. But the main feature is the food in the shape of a circle: pies, bagels, frita, blini, and crumpets, because they symbolize the sun. The main thing is that during the meal, relatives and friends gather at the same table.
vagabonds are passing by. I tend to keep myself away from their goodbyes. Tide will rise and fall along the bay, and I am not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. People come and go and walk away, but I am not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere.
Hello from Canada. We are a group of students from Ottawa, Canada's capital, and we're very excited to introduce you to some Canadian culture through this opportunity given to us by the Jeju Youth Forum team. First, we'll start with an introduction to some famous Canadian authors, then we'll move on to a poem about the importance of the land for our Indigenous peoples, and finally, we'll have a discussion about the diversity in Canada.
Tu ris si mal, tu ris de vide, des taches de vin sur ta chemise, qui a deux boutons éclatés sur ton corps qui me repoussait. Tu fais l'amour en deux poussées, l'amour le manque la tournée, et pendant que tu t'articules, moi je soupire et toi tu meurs. Me menace de partir, parce que je hurle.
Hi, my name's Naomi and I'm from Team Canada, and I'm going to be reading a poem titled The Power of the Land by an Aboriginal Canadian poet named Dr. Duke Redbird. The Power of the Land. In every nation, in every clan, the elders to a person, whether woman or a man, shared a common truth, one truth to understand. The spirit of the people is equal to the power of the land. The mother of us all, the sacred Mother Earth, is constant in her giving and perpetual in her birth. In meadows and in fields where weeds and flowers grow, she conceives the summer showers and spawns the winter snows. In forest and in mountains, she gives the birds that fly every type of wing, then coaxes the wind to join in harmony when they begin to sing. In brooks and streams and rivers as they flow, she generates the dreams and makes the fires glow. And in every creature, whether large or small, she buries gems of wisdom in them all. And in every grain of sand, she plants the knowledge of the power of the land. And those that honor her creations and acknowledge her grand design, she gives the temples of the sacred and the patterns of the divine. And then with certain knowledge, this to understand, that the spirit of the people is equal to the power of the land. We decided to include a piece of Canadian Indigenous poetry because of our nation's history with them. This land was stolen from them by earlier settlers, and we feel that it's important to recognize that and honor them as peoples in order to move forward.
Today, Canada values its increasing diversity and takes pride in its culture. Actually, the rich culture we have today is the result of many waves of immigration to Canada, which change, each in their own way, the fabric of our culture. It all started with the Indigenous people of Canada, who taught the French and later the English how to survive on Canadian soil and how to survive Canada's cold winters. Later on, many waves of immigrants from Northern Europe, countries like Ireland, Sweden, the UK, and Western Europe, countries like Germany, the Netherlands, and Ukraine, had an impact on the Canadian way of living. During the 20th century, Canada also had a good number of East Asian immigrants, mostly Chinese and Japanese, who built the Canadian Pacific Railway. In more recent times, many of our newcomers come from India, China, Korea, the Middle East, and Italy. Lastly, Canada has a large Francophone population that holds its own traditions and culture. Most of the Francophones in Canada are found in the province of Quebec, but many can be found in the province of New Brunswick and right here in the province of Ontario. Actually, our official languages are French and English.
Hi everyone, my name is Hetla Natungiril. I'm Sineret Sukhbara Sitlink, Mongolia. Now I'm going to show you guys one of the calligraphy of Mongolian script. Hope you guys enjoy.
Moonlit night on a spring river. Tang Dynasty, Zhang Ruoxu. In the spring, the river rises as high as the sea, and with the river's rise, the moon uprises bright. She follows the rolling waves for 10,000 li, and where the river flows, there overflows her light. The river winds around the fragrant islet, where the blooming flowers in her light all look like snow. You cannot tell her beams from hoar frost in the air, nor from white sand upon Farewell Beach below. No dust has stained the water, blending with the skies. A lonely wheel like moon shines brilliant far and wide. The running water, bearing spring, will pass away. The moon declining over the pole will sink anon. The moon declining sinks into a heavy mist. It's a long way between southern rivers and eastern seas. How many can go home by moonlight who are missed? The sinking moon sheds yearning over riverside trees.
Hello, we are the participants from Naratsu in Japan. We belong to calligraphy club in our school. Now we will introduce Japanese calligraphy. Calligraphy is called shodo in Japan. Sho means writing and do means the way. It is traditional Japanese culture and it has very long history. These kanji is sousho, gyosho, and kaisho. This is reisho. This is tensho. These kanji means fish. Calligraphy is interesting.
A Lane in the Rain, 戴望舒. Alone holding an oil paper umbrella. I wander along a lone, solitary lane in the rain, hoping to encounter a girl like a banquet of lilacs, gowned by anxiety and recitement. A girl, the color of lilacs, the fragrance of lilacs, the worries of lilacs,
feeling melancholy in the rain, plaintive and hesitating.
Hi, my name is Irina. I am from the Republic of Moldova. Today, I am going to tell you a story about the bear tricked by the fox. It is a common tale here in our region, told to the little children. I myself heard it countless of times when I was a kid. Once upon a time, there was a sly fox, as foxes are. She'd been prowling for food all night and couldn't find any. When dawn broke, the fox came out to the side of the road and lay down under a bush, wondering what else she could do to find something to eat. As she was lying there with her head on her front paws, she caught a whiff of fish. She raised her head a little and saw approaching a cart pulled by two oxen. Good, the fox thought. Here's the food I've been waiting for. Without wasting a moment, she got out from under the bush and stretched out in the middle of the road, pretending to be dead. As the cart got closer to the fox, the peasant driving it saw her and, thinking she was really dead, shouted to stop the oxen. The man came near the fox, looked at her closely, and, seeing she was not breathing, said, "Upon my word, how could this fox die here? What a nice little jacket it will make for my wife." Saying that, he brought the fox by the scruff of the neck and then hoisted her onto the cart. Then he urged the oxen on. But no sooner did the oxen start than the fox started to push the fish off the cart with her legs. The peasant was prodding, the cart was squeaking on, and the fish was falling off the cart. After she pushed off a lot of fish, the fox jumped out herself and hurried to gather the fish. After gathering it in a pile, she took it to her den and started eating it, for she was very hungry. She just started eating when who should come visit but the bear. "Happy eating, my friend. What an awful lot of fish! Can I have some too, please? I'm really craving for it." "Well, crave away, my friend, for I'm not working to fill somebody else's stomach. If you crave it that much, go dip your tail in the pond like I did, and you'll have plenty of fish to eat." "Teach me then how to do it, pretty please. I really don't know how to catch fish." The fox grinned and said, "Is that so, my friend? But don't you know that need takes you places you don't want to go and teaches you things you can't even think of? Here's the deal. You want to eat fish? Go to the pond at the edge of the forest tonight. Dip your tail in it and sit without moving until almost done. Then pull hard towards the shore and you'll take out plenty of fish. Maybe double or triple what I got." Without saying another word, the bear ran to the pond at the edge of the forest and dipped his whole tail in it. That night, a cold wind started blowing, so cold your tongue froze in your mouth, and even the cinders in the fire. So the water in the pond froze solid too, and caught the bear's tail in it. After a while, unable to stand the pain anymore, the bear yanked once with all his might, and poor bear, instead of catching fish, he was left without a tail.
We will now have the final presentation from Panel 6. Their discussion topic was Achieving Food Security and Improving Nutrition. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have prepared. Shall we watch the video they have prepared for us?
이어서 패널 6팀의 발표가 있겠습니다. 패널 6팀은 먹거리 안정과 영양 증진을 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 어떤 내용일지 너무 기대되는데요. 패널 6팀이 준비한 영상 만나보시죠.
First of all, we're going to talk about what is food insecurity. It's a lack of consistent access to enough food for an active, healthy life. It's important to know that though hunger and food insecurity are closely related, they are not the same. Hunger refers to personal, physical sensation of discomfort, while food insecurity refers to lack of available financial resources for food at the household level. Extensive research reveals food insecurity is a complex problem. Many people do not have the resources to meet their basic needs, challenges, which increases a family's risk of food insecurity. Food insecurity occurs when households are unable to acquire adequate food because they have insufficient money and other resources.
Next, I introduce about how many people suffer from hunger. According to Action Against Hunger, it is estimated that about 1/10 of world population, up to 811 million people, are suffering from hunger. During 1959 to 1961, more than 20 million Chinese died out of lacking food. The number of people suffering from hunger has increased since 2010, and because of COVID-19 pandemic, the number of people who are suffering from hunger will increase rapidly.
So then come the question of who suffer the most from the detrimental impacts of food insecurity. As mentioned above, there are two main problems related to this tragedy: hunger, and the answer is indubitable, the poor people. And by that, I mean a majority of the population in undeveloped countries and a part of the middle class nation demography. Another victim are those from the region without reliable food source. And here are some signing examples. The second issue is malnutrition. In other words, insufficient nutritional intake. On contrary to normal belief, aside from the poor demographic, people who suffer from malnutrition are mostly those from the developed countries. To name but a few, the fast food cravers, busy adults, young students, etc. And oh, I forgot to mention people that lack in-depth knowledge of nutritional values.
One, the proportion of population and land is seriously unbalanced, which cannot meet the food supply, resulting in perennial food shortage in many countries, such as sub-Saharan Africa.
Second, the unstable population situation and war. Iraq, Afghanistan, Sudan, and other countries are affected by the regional conflict and the determination security situation. Many local residents are waiting for international food aid.
Third problem is natural disasters. For instance, hot, dry, and rainless weather has reduced the output of many food-producing countries in the world to varying degrees. Unprecedented floods in India and Pakistan this year have left millions of people homeless and hungry. About 45,000 people in Nepal are affected by drought and floods and are in the urgent need of external food aid. The abnormal weather has also had a serious impact on Sudan and some parts of East Africa, making the already poor life of local farmers worse.
The group's topic is how was COVID-19 affected in food security? Let's see the problem. The first problem is increasing unemployment rate. It will lead to low-income households and unemployed farmers and less enthusiasm for consumption. And we can move to the second problem. The reduction of trade across the countries. There are four phenomena of this problem. The first one is rising prices to food. The second one is slow world economic development. The third one is reduced cultural exchange, and the fourth one is wealth disparity. Since there are a lot of problems, so as a result, we need to have some solutions. Firstly, this is government-wise. The government encourage people to consume to promote economic growth, and the government encourage the farmers to cultivate fruits and vegetables at local instead of depending on trade. The second method is that helping farmers to grow crops and providing them with seeds. Then then it's a worldwide solution. Developed countries can provide technical support to developing countries. For example, COVID-19 vaccine can help local people avoid the COVID-19's instruction. That's all what our group has thought of. Thank you for listening.
Speaking about the action plans for the food security, and there are some of my opinions. First, we can raise some monies for the development of agriculture. We can raise some monies from websites or from some local communities. Yeah, and using this. And also we can donate some money to the poor areas, to those to where there is lack of money. And second, I think we should change the conventional way farmers grow crops into a more advanced, high productive means. But to achieve this, we need more technology, and also we need more talented person, like teenagers, and who majored in agriculture. And that's my opinion.
I think in general we can make the farming industry more attractive because for now many farmers in the rural areas are leaving the rural area and they're all going to the big cities for a better job opportunity and to earn more money because growing crops is not that profitable. And if all the people in the rural area left, no people will be growing crops, so we cannot ensure the food security. So I think the most important thing is to make the agricultural industry more attractive so that people will be willing to stay in this industry and keep growing crops.
I think we should need the joint efforts of all countries to formulate a global response.
I talked about my proposal in my essay. I have two proposals: making use of biotechnology and making use of various foods such as insects. Insects are nutritious and they emit less CO2 than beef and milk. Moreover, biotechnology has much to do with any subject.
I think we need to step in and educate them, or us do it ourselves. There is a way to go and inform them in person, but it is difficult in reality, so we can join UNICEF or the International Cooperation Agency to help.
What an impressive work presented by Panel 6. Please give Panel 6 a big round of applause.
패널 6팀의 결과 발표 정말 인상적이었습니다. 수고해준 패널 6팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
I can see how hard each panel has worked for their final presentations. Now it's time to see the products of Panel 8's hard work. Their panel discussed the topic of the action plan for resolving conflicts and building peace. Panel 8 has prepared a presentation with videos amped into it. Please welcome Panel 8 with a warm applause.
결과 발표를 진행하면서 각 패널팀이 얼마나 많은 노력을 했는지 느낄 수 있었는데요. 이번에는 패널 8팀의 노력의 산물을 볼 시간입니다. 패널 8팀은 갈등 해결과 평화 구축을 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 패널 8팀은 발표 자료와 영상을 준비했다고 하네요. 모두들 패널 8팀을 힘찬 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다.
Hello everyone, I'm the Panel 8 presenter Yeonwoo Her. Our topic is Action Plan for Resolving Conflicts and Building Peace. We decided to focus on 3 different areas: friendship conflicts, influence of adults, and civil war. Our first group focused on friendship conflicts. Let's take a look.
Conflicts take a big part in our lives, and today we want to give a talk about such kinds of conflicts that everyone has experienced in life, conflicts in friendship. And isn't it necessarily bad? Friends see friends transparently, and they exchange leaves with each other, said Roman Roland.
Today, we have 3 steps. First, friendship conflict. Second, is that friend true or fake? Third, how to reconcile.
Firstly, friendship conflict. Is conflict always bad? In friendship, there's conflict, and we could use this conflict as a possibility to know whether this friend is true or fake.
And sometimes we will meet true friends, and sometimes we will meet fake friends. And now we are going to talk about some traits about true friends and fake friends. Firstly, the true friend is always respectful, non-judgmental, loyal, honest, and trustworthy. We can always go to a true friend if we need, and we will trust each other. However, a fake friend is dishonest, and they are jealous for your success. They are not happy for your success, and sometimes they are disrespectful. And for most cases, a fake friend is not trustworthy.
Typical misunderstanding often occurs by jealousy, differences, and mistrust. Our reconciliation is first face to face. Talking about it face to face is a great way to reach a conclusion. Second, give it time. Give yourself and your friend time to think about the conflict. Third, mentor. Assistance from an older person or a mentor is another great step to resolve conflicts.
The compromising part. The fault is about who is to blame and who is at fault. It's important to be able to figure this out as a step towards reconciliation. And the accountability is in a friendship, we should be able to hold each other and ourselves accountable for our actions. And a real friend is someone who walks in when others walk out.
Thanks for listening to our presentation. Our next presentation in conflict resolution is about adults and family conflicts.
Our second group discussed and analyzed the influence of adults. Let's see what they discussed.
So, we have been discussing about adults' influence on future generations. And we will start with the effects that they influence on us, the adults. Of course, I am not denying that there are very good influence that the adults provide us, such as the politeness, the respectful manner when we treat others, or where to throw rubbish correctly. However, we should also factor in other bad influences, such as bad ideologies, bad habits, bad actions, and etc. For example, when adults teach about others to their children or to their students in a disrespectful manner, these children or students will go out and probably disrespect those individuals, such as they were taught in school or at home. Another example is racial abuse. We have been seeing this pretty frequently in Western countries amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, and adults are insulting Asian ethnicity. And so I have been seeing some examples of children insulting Asian ethnicities. This is not good at all. And also, as Nahui raised opinion about, there are the competitions in adult society, which is passed down into children or students in terms of studying, in terms of sports results, etc. And this inadvertently raises conflict for children who are living at a very young age. So, what's our solution for this? We are going to gradually and fully educate all generations, starting with adults, but we start to trickle down into children. We will try to teach positive things about peace, about love, but not things that sparks conflict. And we teach people to be respectful and abide by the law and not to do bad things. And most importantly, we, the teenagers, need to voice our opinions and start shaping the world how we want it. Because, frankly speaking, world leaders, some are just not up to the task, and some just don't care at all. So there is that. And for our conclusion, we would say that adults' influence on future generations may be good, may be bad, but for the bad sides, it can be mitigated somewhat if we voice our opinions and we provide and we educate people in a good way.
Our third and final group took a look on civil war and internal conflicts in countries. Let's see what they had to say.
Hello. So I will talk about what is a civil war. A civil war is a war that is fought internally within a nation between different factions, religious groups, or powers. Exactly what makes a war civil can be hard to pin down. One common definition includes several criteria, including when both sides in dispute have gained control of territory, create their own governments, however marginal, and have some sort of organized military that forms regular operations. In addition, most people only consider conflicts a civil war when other nations recognize the claims of one or more parties in the conflicts. Smaller or less widespread conflicts may be known as insurgencies or insurrections, although they certainly have the potential to develop into the war.
So we will talk about real case of civil war. First is Myanmar. Myanmar civil war is caused by the Myanmar army's coup d'etat. Originally, Myanmar was a military regime, but in 2011, they changed it to a democratic government. So a military regime had a coup d'etat. Now, military commander-in-chief has taken power. In my opinion, why these do not end up is because the other countries don't help.
Civil war also happened in Somalia. In Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia, rebels started attacking the presidential palace. The cause of this attack was because of the president's dictatorship over 20 years. I think the reason why this could happen was because the separation of power was not done well in Somalia.
Afghanistan have also civil wars. The Afghanistan civil war is caused by
complaints to the government and conflicts using military force happened in 1978. Since then, there have been many battles. Now the Taliban have political power. I think separation of powers and changing the government are necessary to resolve it.
For the resolutions, we have other countries' hope, separation of powers, and changing government. Thank you.
Lastly, we would like to share some words of wisdom. Make a smile, build up the peace, and speak up, educate it well. Our panel hopes everyone takes our message to heart. Thank you.
We appreciate the time and effort Panel 8 has put into creating this inspiring presentation. Please give Panel 8 a big round of applause.
이렇게 훌륭한 발표를 위해 많은 노력해준 패널 8팀 정말 감사합니다. 수고해준 패널 8팀을 위해 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Last but not least, it is Panel 9's turn for their presentation. It's been a long wait for Panel 9. Their topic focused on the action plan for protecting and conserving nature amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. They have prepared a video for us. Let's watch their video.
마지막으로 패널 9팀의 결과 발표 차례입니다. 패널 9팀은 코로나 감염병의 난제 속에서 자연을 보호하고 보존하기 위한 실천 방안이라는 주제로 토론을 진행하였습니다. 패널 9는 영상을 준비했다고 하는데요. 패널 9팀의 영상을 만나러 가보실까요?
Hello everyone, I'm Hao, the representative from Panel 9. We all know that there are a lot of things to consider in COVID-19, like education, economy, politics. But we are here to bring out another problem for us to take it and give consideration for protecting and conserving the nature amidst the challenges of COVID-19 through these handmade pictures. There is some good news for the environment, such as people not being able to travel and the diminished risk of ships injuring or killing marine life. Wild animals are also appearing more recently as there is less intervention from humans. However, COVID-19 puts a lot of pressure on the environment and conservation. Firstly, because it is an infectious disease, face masks are now being produced in large quantity to meet the demand, resulting in large amounts of waste, including medical waste, paper, and single-use plastic. Instead of private transportation, people now stay at home, but they also turn on the air conditioner, the lighting, and order fast food, which lead to an increase in carbon emission and causing environmental pollution. Now, the ice is melting, the temperature is increasing, and polar bears, penguins are now harmless. It's time for we to act to find better, more sustainable alternatives to single-use and single-use materials. We can instead opt for reusable fabric masks or even biodegradable ones. Using eco bag, changing the material from plastic to mud are also promising, and we should pursue sustainable fashion instead of the fast one. Imagine if you only wear a dress once in a life and then you buy a new one. Why the entire fashion industry hinders sustainability effort by contributing to 20% of wastewater. The nature will be stretched out undoubtedly. And the COVID-19 broke out as an unprecedented pandemic, taking away million lives around the world. And I strongly believe if there is a key to deal with problems one and for all, it must be saving nature and biodiversity. Each and every individual of us must understand the importance of ecological balance, be more responsible to our surroundings. It is essential that government understand and invest in solutions through climate change, biodiversity, and health care. Protecting nature is our first, best, and most practical line of defense against future pandemics. Thanks for listening.
Protecting and conserving nature amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we watched as our lives changed right before our eyes when the coronavirus was reported to the WHO in December of 2019. This report then developed into a full-blown pandemic that took over our world and our lives. Both nature and our society as a whole have severely suffered. In this slideshow, we discussed the many dangers that the pandemic poses to our environment and their solutions, and how we should shoulder more responsibility and adopt better, more sustainable behaviors. So first, we will discuss problem 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I will offer their solutions. The problems here, one of the main problems we saw as the result of the COVID-19 pandemic was the increased waste. This includes medical waste, paper, and single-use plastics. The problem with medical waste, like masks, is that they pose a danger to soil, water, and air. The problem with paper is that the excessive uses of it also endangers nature and human health. And I don't think that I even have to tell you about the dangers of plastic and how it poses a negative effect to our environment. The increased use of plastic products during the pandemic has greatly cost our environment and continues to damage it and damage our health. So here we offer some solutions. Number 1 would be to find better, more sustainable alternatives to single-use masks. We can instead opt for reusable fabric masks or even biodegradable ones. Number 2 is to reduce the use of paper waste, including paper napkins, textbooks, and other documents. Instead, use cloth napkins and put documents and textbooks in an online format instead of a physical one. 3, reuse containers and choose other materials for our packaging rather than using plastic boxes, bags, etc. We can also ban the sale of disinfectants in small plastic packaging, thus reusing the containers. It is also necessary for those who order food at home to reuse or refuse disposable dishes in order to reduce energy consumption during its production.
Also, in the context of COVID-19 pandemic, people are not informed about the effects of pollution and the methods to solve this problem. So we think that it's important to organize various flash mobs, projects, events that promote the adoption of eco-friendly behavior in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Through them, people will have accurate information about the impact of our action on the environment, and will be responsible for being attentive and friendly with nature.
During the COVID-19, people stay at home for a long time, and the use of expensive air conditioning led to an increase in carbon emissions, caused environmental pollution. You can call on people to conduct earth power once a week. During this hour, people should turn off all electrical appliances and let the earth rest for an hour.
During the COVID-19, China and many countries faced many greatly questioned. We should work hard to compare it with the epidemic precaution, go together and find solutions. The old saying is collective strength such as steel and the wisdom of crowds as.
Our team too are going to talk about how to solve our environmental problems. Because of the COVID-19, non-face-to-face consumption increased. Also, disposable product usage increased, so worldwide garbage problem has been occurred. We talked about how can we reduce disposable products. There were campaigns, school education, prohibiting free disposable items, and posting is example of good way. Don't use disposable products to SNS.
I also focused on plastic waste problem. In Japan, due to COVID-19, many people use delivery services, and many disposable plastic products are used and dumped it. As a result, CO2 emission getting serious problem, and killing sea animal is also big problem. In South Korea, due to COVID-19, delivery food orders and disposable containers uses increased, generating more than 10 million delivery trash a day. In order to solve these problems, we came up 6 solutions. First is providing mealworms, which is styrofoam to each home and schools. Second, to use plastics that decompose naturally. Third, reducing the number of plastic products by using substitute products. Fourth, teaching students how to waste plastic garbage. Fifth, encourage people to recycle plastic by providing services. Sixth, policy changes in regulation or taxation.
My problem one is disposing the medical rubbish. The medical rubbish is mainly from the hospital, which can pollute the environment. And in Japan, many people don't know about dispose the medical rubbish. So the solution one to disposing the medical rubbish is adding delivery points and ensure point-to-point management. And the solution 2 is advertising that there is a point-to-point management. So where people can manage the medical rubbish. And the problem 2 is establishing an open new reserve. It's because the less force of protecting nature due to the lockdown of pandemic. And the solution 1 is establishing an open new reserve like Three River Resource did. And solution 2 is letting the reserve mainly develop by itself and don't interfere with it too much. Solution 3 is that is creating large areas of green open space or park, like Barcelona did. That's all.
I looked at the electricity demand increased. The problem with this is the increase of electricity use, and this causing the increasing emissions of CO2. For this solution, there's 3 of them. One is economical use of electricity, for example, turning off unnecessary lights or unplugging TV, computer chargers when we don't use them. And 2 is using LED lights instead. And 3rd is using more eco-friendly power generation methods. That's all.
Problem of food delivery service. During the epidemic prevention period, food delivery service in Taiwan has become more popular, and this has also caused a lack of garbage problems. Solution: we can use less disposable tableware or use more environmentally friendly materials to replace plastic packaging. That's all.
Thank you so much for your great work, Panel 9. Everyone, please give a big round of applause for Panel 9's fantastic work this afternoon.
멋진 발표를 해주신 패널 9팀에게 진심으로 고맙습니다. 모두들 패널 9팀을 위해 힘찬 박수 부탁드립니다.
The final presentation of the 9 panel discussion teams has come to an end.
이렇게 총 9팀의 패널 토론 결과 발표를 모두 마쳤습니다.
Hoping that the communication and presentations provided an opportunity to develop capacities to become global leaders, we will finally end this session. Again, we would like to express our gratitude to the students who have shown their best efforts for the final presentations. Please give them a big round of applause. It was a meaningful time for everyone to share their works and better understand each other's perspective. We will now hand off the mic to the online cultural exchange MCs so they can introduce the following events. Thank you for the presentations.
이 시간을 통해서 글로벌 리더가 되기 위한 역량을 키우는 시간이 되었기를 바라면서 이상으로 패널 결과 발표를 모두 마치겠습니다. 다시 한번 우리에게 멋지고 훌륭한 발표를 해준 각 패널들에게 감사드리며 마지막으로 큰 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 이 시간이 모두에게 소통과 발표의 시간으로서 더 의미 있고 소중한 시간으로 다가왔으면 좋겠습니다. 아쉽게도 결과 발표의 시간은 다 끝났습니다. 이제 다음 순서 진행을 위해 저희는 이만 무대에서 물러가지만 다음을 기약하면서 다시 한번 참가해 주신 모든 분들께 감사의 말씀을 전합니다.
We will now pass our mics to our online cultural exchange moderators and proceed to our last online cultural exchange session. So please stay tuned.
이어서 온라인 문화교류의 마지막 코너가 준비되어 있으니 끝까지 집중 부탁드리겠습니다. 그럼 저희는 여기서 인사드리고 문화교류위원 진행자에게 마이크를 넘기겠습니다.
We are Jeju student diplomat Hyungjin Yoo.
And 민지 Ko.
Thank you very much.
지금까지 제주학생 외교관 고민지
유영진이었습니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you. Please Minji Go and Hyungjin Yoo a big round of applause.
감사합니다. 고민지 유영진 진행자에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We will now begin the third online cultural exchange session, focusing on theme of visual and performing art.
이제 시각 및 공연 문화 예술에 대한 세 번째 온라인 문화 교류 시간을 가져보도록 하겠습니다.
Jichun Man from Beijing will show us a sand art drawing performance named Blue and White Performance.
첫 번째 순서로는 베이징시의 맨즈찬 참가자가 준비한 샌드아트 그림 공연을 통해 중국의 풍경에 대해 살펴보겠습니다. 작품의 제목은 청화백자이며 영상의 배경음악은 중국의 전통 뮤지컬인 구정이라고 하네요.
Next, we will watch Jin Yao Liu's K-pop dance collection, followed by Yu Xuan's traditional dance film from the city of Dalian.
다음으로 다련시에서 두 명의 댄서들을 모시겠습니다. 진 야오 참가자는 노래와 춤을 좋아하는데 이번 포럼을 위해 K-pop 댄스 모음을 준비했다고 합니다. 또한 유수환 쟁 참가자는 전통춤을 준비하였습니다.
We will then watch a video of school activities and classical music performance produced by 6 students from Shizuoka.
이어서 시즈오카현에서 온 6명의 참가자들이 보여주는 학교 생활과 악기를 연주하는 영상 시청하겠습니다.
Our sixth celebrity, Joanne Fu from Haikou, will sing a song, This is Our Paradise by Carly G. He wishes for a world of blue sky and green grass instead of pandemic and pollution.
이후 하이코우시에서 온 연예인인 저웬 푸 참가자가 부르는 컬리지의 This is Our Paradise라는 노래를 들어보겠습니다. 오염과 혼란 대신 푸른 하늘과 초록색 풀들이 가득한 세상을 희망한다고 합니다.
Then Chu Gi-wang from Chinangdao prepared a performance playing the bamboo flute.
다음 참가자는 친황다오시에서 온 추기왕 참가자로 대나무 플루트 연주를 준비하였습니다.
5 students from Hokkaido prepared a Japanese traditional dance called Bon Odori. I'm curious about their dance.
홋카이도현에서 온 5명의 참가자들은 전통춤인 본 오도리에 대한 소개를 한다고 합니다. 일본의 전통춤은 어떨까 굉장히 궁금하네요.
Last but not least, another brand icon from Selenge will play the traditional instrument called murinkuor. I can't wait to hear the beautiful sound of the instrument.
시각 및 공연 문화 예술의 마지막으로 등장할 참가자는 셀렌게시의 NLL 브랜사이칸 참가자입니다. 이 참가자는 몽골의 전통 악기인 모린쿠어에 대해서 보여준다고 합니다. 몽골의 악기는 어떤 아름다운 소리를 낼지 굉장히 기대가 되네요.
How you like that? You gonna like that? Da 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 da. Like that? Bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom. How you like that? Da 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 da. 세상 중심에 you're in the flat. 내 모든 action 어린 너의 힘을 키워. 넌 언젠가부터 생겨 노이즈같이 보여. 더 이상 못 참겠어. 너와 유혹해 섞인 건 black mamba. Mamba, mamba, mamba. Ooh, oh, oh. Mamba, mamba, mamba. Oh, oh, oh. 넌 광야를 떠들고 있어. 아야야야야야야. 나의 분신을 찾고 싶어.
I used to live in paradise. I used to watch the sunset and rise. My world was so full of life. Don't leave me here to wonder why. Fade your thoughts away. Then the storm's over, no more cloudy day. Let your happiness stay over you sorrow to have tomorrow just save our world. We used to live in paradise. We used to watch the sunset and rise. Our world was so full of life. Now we can only hear it cry. I wanna live in paradise. I wanna watch the sunset and rise. My world was so full of life. Don't leave me here to wonder why. Beautiful world so full of life. This is our paradise.
Hello everyone, I'm from China. What I'm gonna show you in the video is the instrument in my hand. It's called bamboo flute, which is a traditional instrument in China. I'm gonna play it for you now. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna give you a little demo. Bamboo flute is one of the musical instruments of traditional Chinese culture. It is also loved by many people. I hope you can enjoy the sound of bamboo flute and traditional Chinese culture. Thank you, everyone.
Konnichiwa. Hello, everyone. We are Team Hokkaido. We have something to show you. Guess what? This is the yukata. The yukata is a casual version of the kimono. Thousands of years ago, Japanese people were wearing yukata in bath time. But now, we wear yukata at ryokan, which is Japanese hotel, or festival, such as Bon Odori. Bon Odori is traditional Japanese dance. We dance it for spirits of one's ancestors. Recently, we danced it at the summer festival. Today, we are going to show you Bon Odori. Let's go! Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, my name is Inril and I am 17 years old and I live in Mongolia. By the way, do you know Mongolia? If you don't know, don't worry, I'm gonna explain. As you can see, today I'm wearing a Mongolian national costume, Del. It's very comfortable and beautiful to wear. And I have to show you something special today. Do you want to see? Tsan-tsan! This is Mongolian traditional instrument, meruhor. The meruhor is one of the Mongolian culture, and I have played the meruhor since I was 12. Yeah. Today I'm gonna play the meruhor with my dad, and he teaches me how to play the meruhor. But maybe you can see my father because he don't want to show himself on the camera. And let's start.
Let's enjoy the last moments of our event.
온라인 문화 교류를 위해 스텝 업 드롭 더 비트 제주라고 불리는 K-팝 댄스 챌린지를 준비해 보았습니다. 선생님들의 말씀을 잘 듣고 스크린에서 저희와 함께 춤을 춰주세요. 우리 행사의 마지막 순간을 즐겨봅시다.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Donghyun.
My name is Jeong-eun Kim.
We are Korean dance instructor. This song is called Permission to Dance by BTS. This song is famous for sign language dance. We are going to learn this sign language dance together. Let's start.
Okay. Hi everyone. This dance is moving and step. Together, I am your teaching. Please stand up. 예, stand up, please. 자리에서 좀 일어나셔서 동작이 간단하니까 일어나셔서 같이 동작을 따라해 주시면 감사할 것 같아요. 그 앉은 자리에서도 앞에 공간에서 충분히 움직일 수 있으니까 예, 지금까지 이렇게 앉아 계셨었는데 예, 분위기 좋은데요. 예, 적극적으로 따라해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 동작은 4개로 이루어져서 간단해요. 예, 오케이. 자, ready? This dance step is 4 position. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4. Okay, let's go. Section 1, sign language. Sign language. 수어 댄스로 구성이 돼 있어요. 그래서 여러분 잘 기억을 하셨다가 돌아가셔서 다른 분들께 직접 선생님이 되셔서 알려주시면 굉장히 의미 있는 시간이 될 것 같고 좋은 활동이 될 것 같아요. 자, Section 1, Sign Language. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. Section 1, Sign Language. Let's enjoy it. Everyone together, position. Let's enjoy it. Woohoo! Okay, very good. Okay, Section 1, steps. 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, ready. Right foot, right side. Oh, yes. Left foot, touch it together. Yes. Next, left foot, left side, right foot, touch together. Count is 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo, very good. And next, this step together, hand gesture, arm curl. And shake. Position count is ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 오, 사전에 배우고 오신 것 같아요. 예, 예, step and hand gesture together. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 오, very good. 이렇게 빨리 하시면 좀 곤란한데 다시. 예, ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, very good. Section 2. Section 2 sign language is let's dance together. Let's dance together. Let's dance together. 여러분 춤추는 걸 한번 몸으로 표현해 보시겠어요? 예, 오케이. 막 춤은 또 발로 이렇게 추게 되죠. So let's dance together. Let's dance together. Sign language is 뚜루뚜루뚜루뚜루. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Steps. Right foot in place step. Left foot in place step. Right foot in place step. Left foot in place step. This count is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? Step. Only step. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, the rhythm and up beat. And ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. Hand gesture is left arm forward. Right arm making finger V. And on the hand, shake, 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 shake. Okay. Yeah. Count is ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Step and hand gesture together. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One more time. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. Section 1 and section 2 together. Step. Ready. Okay. Yeah. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yes. One more time. Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. Next position. Next section, section 3. Section 3 sign language is peace. 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 Okay. Peace. Peace sign language is both arm. 1, 2, V. Ready? Together. 1, 2, V. Okay, good. Yeah. Yes. Section 3 dance step is both feet jump out. 살살 뛰어야 돼요. 무너져요. 다시. Ready? 1, 2. Okay. And chest pop 4 times. Right, left, right, left. Chest pop. Pop and pop and pop and pop. Ooh. Ready? And pop, 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 pop. Oh, very good. Oh, teacher is very good. Oh, your teacher dancer? Oh, okay. Dancer. Oh, we together. Yeah. Step is chest together. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 예, 넘어가겠습니다. 예, 한국말로 할게요, 이런 거. 예, 넘어가겠습니다. 예, is section 3 hand gesture is both arm high stretch. Okay. And right, left, right, left, bum, 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 bum. Okay. Yeah. Step and hand gesture together. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One more time. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2동작 기억나세요? 예, 기억 안 나요? 정상이에요? 예. 예. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3 all together. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm in Miller mode. Okay? Miller mode. Okay. Together. Right, right, left, left, right, right arm hand up. Ooh, left arm hand off. Ooh, okay, ready. 1, 2, 3 section all together. One more time. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. Section 4 step is freestyle. Freestyle step for count. Freestyle your gesture choice. For example, step out, out, in. Okay? Here, right foot out, out, in. Okay, oh, no. Yeah, together, dan. Step is no, body shake. Ready? And shake. For example, hand stretch, finger stretch, okay? Pedal. Ready? And pedal. 예, 프리스타일은 안 되는 걸로 하겠습니다. 네, 프리스타일 네 박자 쉬세요. 아시겠죠? 예. Section 1, 2, 3, 4, count, all, ready? 자, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, freestyle 1, 2, 3, 4. 예, 눈 감고 해서 안 보였어요. 되게 잘한 것 같아요. 예, one more time, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, freestyle 1, 2, one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 후! 몸으로 안 되면 입으로라도. 하나, 둘, 셋. 뭐 어디 일해가지고 제주도가 어디 일해가도 되겠어요. 예, 1, 2, 3. 오케이, 땡큐. 예, 이렇게 하시면 되고요. 자, this dance is all section. Repeat 4 times. Okay? All section 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 times. All section repeat. Ready? One round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count. 2 round after 3 times is 나나나나나나. 숨 좀 쉴게요. 됐습니다. 예, 나나나나나나. 나나나나나나. Everyone together singing. 1, 2, 3, go. 나나나나나나. 나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나나. 우리 이거 4번 해야 돼요. 예, 중간에 숨 넘어갈 것 같으면 해주실 거죠? 예, 알겠습니다. 자, 해보도록 하겠습니다. 준비. Ready and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. Freestyle 1, 2, 3. Singing 1, 2, 3, 4. 나나나나나. 예. One more. Sorry. Ready. 나나나. 나나나. 4 time repeat. 오케이. 네. Ready and 나나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나. 나나나나나나나나나나나나. 나나나 해주세요. 숨 넘어갈 것 같아. 나나나나나나. 한 번 더 해야 돼. Everyday, everyone. 나나나나나나. 나나나나나나. 나나나나나. 프리스타일. 나나나나. 마지막엔 포즈. 포즈 어떻게? 하나, 둘. 이상한데. 하나, 둘. 이렇게 해야 되나? 어떻게 해야지 맞지? 잘 안 받는 것 같아요. 음악 틀고 해도 괜찮을까요? 예. 자, 그러면 우리 요게 퍼미션 투 댄스 유명한 거 아시죠? UN 총회에서도 저희 BTS가 가서 추고 이랬던 춤인데 중요한 의미는 우리가 이게 수어 댄스로 이루어졌어요. 사인 랭귀지. It's very good message, very good dance and peace. 오케이? 우리 그래도 중요한 점이 수어이기 때문에 요걸 익혀보도록 할게요. 섹션 1. 영어가 짧아요. 학교 다닐 때 춤만 춰가지고 공부를 많이 안 했어요. Yeah, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. 이렇게 let's enjoy it 말해볼까요? Ready? Let's enjoy it. 오케이. 네, 섹션 2 사인 랭귀지. Let's dance together. Ready and let's dance together. 오케이. 감사합니다. Thank you. 섹션 3 사인 랭귀지. Peace. 1, 2, peace. 1, 2, peace. 1, 2, peace. Okay, thank you. Section 1, 2, 3, 4. All section together and after music together. 4 time. Yeah, 4 time. Okay. DJ music please. Ready? 자, 준비하시면 돼요. 3시간 동안 긴장을 엄청 했거든요. 준비. Ready, music please. Your enjoy time? 예, 이렇게 목소리가 크면 뭐가 나와야 될까요? 앵콜. 너? 예, 목소리가 작은 관계로 여기서 깔끔하게 마무리 짓도록 하겠습니다. 저는 굉장히 즐거웠습니다. 여러분 즐거우셨나요? 예, 무엇보다 이렇게 뜻깊은 자리에 저를 초대해 주셔서 굉장히 감사하고요. 앞으로 여러분 국제적으로 널리 알릴 청소년이 되도록 저 또한 기도하고 바라도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 예.
Well, that's a very energetic way to end this cultural exchange. I feel very proud watching international students from other countries dance an artistic genre of our culture, K-pop.
와, 신나는 K-pop 댄스로 문화교류의 대미를 아름답게 장식해 주었네요. 세계 여러 나라의 학생들과 K-pop 무대를 보니 굉장히 색다른 기분이 드는데요. 우리나라의 아름다운 문화를 널리 알린 것 같아 기쁜 마음입니다.
In addition, we hope the online cultural exchange has enabled you to understand and respect the histories of your colleagues and even learn to better accept your own histories as well.
또한 온라인 문화 교류 활동을 통해 서로 다른 지역, 다른 문화권의 학생들이 모여 온라인으로 다양한 문화를 체험하며 서로를 이해하고 보다 깊은 관계를 쌓는 시간이었습니다. 이번 활동이 학생들의 시야를 넓히고 글로벌 리더로서의 자질을 함양하는 기회가 되었기를 바랍니다.
Without further ado, we will now officially begin the closing ceremony of the 2021 12th Jeju International Youth Forum.
지금부터 본격적으로 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼 폐회식을 시작하겠습니다.
We are Jeju student diplomats Yoon Cho and
Daegun Lee.
we are greatly honored to be able to host such a prominent event.
저희는 제주 학생외교관
조윤서
이대근입니다. 이렇게 폐회식 진행을 맡게 되어 매우 영광입니다.
I'm somewhat disappointed that this had to be conducted online. I will assume that my connections with the rest of the students would have been even deeper if our connections would have been held face to face. 저는 이번 행사가 온라인으로 진행되어 조금 아쉬웠는데요. 현장에 다 같이 모일 수 있었다면 많은 분들과 더욱 깊은 관계를 형성할 수 있지 않았을까 싶습니다.
Albeit difficult, the forum has widened my worldview, enabling me to explore new dimensions previously unknown to me. What do you think? 그래도 저는 이번 행사를 통해 시야를 넓히고 이제껏 갖지 못한 시각을 갖출 수 있었다고 생각하는데요. 어떻게 생각하시나요?
I agree. Communication is possible in all bounds, right? 그 점은 저도 동의합니다. 어떤 점도 우리의 단합은 막을 수 없었습니다. Today, Hong-gi Choi, the director of United Nations Training and Research Institute Jeju International Training Center, has made time for us to deliver a closing address in recognition of our achievements at the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum. We will now have Director Choi up on stage, and please give him a big round of applause while coming up on stage.
제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼의 폐회사를 진행해 주시기 위해 UN 훈련 연구기구 제주 국제 연수센터 최홍기 소장님께서 오늘 시간을 내주셨습니다. 최홍기 소장님을 무대로 모시겠습니다. 모두 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다.
Young ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for joining in the forum across the globe and express my warm congratulations to everyone for successful completion of the forum. This has been the largest Jeju Youth Forum ever, which is a testament to young people's growing interest in the critical roles for the cause of the SDGs and the recovery in the post-COVID-19 era. 200 young people from 45 cities of 12 countries have come together in person or virtually beyond the distance barriers. And it is very impressive to see you not only to connect in different languages and cultures very nicely, but also to see you to engage in exchanging new ideas and solutions to strengthen our sustainable societies. The 8 Sustainable Development Goals addressed at this forum have great impact on the lives of youth. The panel discussion presentations highlighted the importance of young development and engagement in the context of the 2030 Agenda with a focus on building resilience. I would like to remind you of your important role as a future global leader who will lead an inclusive future through bridging the gaps in education inequality, protecting nature against climate change, good health and well-being, and building peace. To deal with these challenges, I stress the power of partnership from governments to businesses and among generations all working together in common cause. I want you to keep in mind the friendship and delightful memories that you have accumulated over the past 3 days and continue the mutual exchange. I wish to express my special thanks to those involved from the Jeju Special Self-Governing Province and Provincial Office of Education, as well as Unitaro Jeju International Training Center to manage the forum successfully. Lastly, I thank all of you for your strong commitment and energy you have shown to us, and I wish Our advanced relationship and active engagement truly support each other's dream. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Choi. Just as you mentioned, I hope this experience will last long.
감사합니다, 최용규 소장님. 말씀하신 바처럼 이번 경험이 기억에 오래 남기를 바랍니다.
Following Director Choi's closing remarks, we're curious to hear your personal gainings from this year's forum. First up, we have Ms. Deborah DeRosso from Ottawa. Hello, we'd like to ask you a few questions and you can answer them as you're comfortable. Explain to us about your impression and experience regarding the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum, a few learnings you've gained, and your experiences with the SDGs, good or bad. Also tell us, reflecting on the interactions you've had with other participants, have they impacted you in any way?
폐회사에 이어 포럼에 참가한 학생들의 소감을 들어보고 싶습니다. 오타와시의 디보라 드로스 학생의 말을 먼저 들어보겠습니다. 이번 포럼에서 얻은 인상과 경험들, 뜻깊은 가르침, SDGs에 관한 경험을 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 또 다른 참가자들과 많은 교류가 있었는데 어떠한 영향을 받은 점이 있는지도 궁금합니다.
I had a great experience at the 2021 International Youth Forum since it has brought me many learnings and opportunities. Through this event, I was able to meet my lovely peer, Ling Tiankong, who lives all the way in Dalian, China, and enter a blossoming friendship. Due to my participation in this event, I was also able to see realities other than my own and talk to people from many different countries and cultures, which has helped me learn about how different people around the world interact with each other and compare my values to those of my peers from abroad. I have learned how to go out of my comfort zone to work with others that I have never met before in an online space and make a comfortable atmosphere for my teams. In addition, the essay that I wrote has given me a new perspective on nutrition and food security not only in Canada, but also in the world. I learned how important the issue of food and nutrition really is for our health and the economy on an international and national level. My first thought when seeing the other students was, wow, everyone here looks so smart. It's safe to say that I was very intrigued and excited to get to know many of them as many of them as possible. I was also happy since I was finally able to see the faces of my peers who are in the same panel as me. The biggest difficulty we encountered was probably being able to find the exact ideas we wanted to express to those that were going to listen to our presentation. Due to the virtual setting, it was harder for me to really connect with the other students in a meaningful way in order for everyone to be on the same page and deliver an excellent presentation. But in the end, everything worked out fine, and I'm proud of what we were able to achieve. I did have prior knowledge of the SDGs before attending this forum due to my designation in June of this year as a Sustainable Development Goals Ambassador for the UN. Furthermore, I have done projects in school that centered around the SDGs. The interactions I've had with the other participants have definitely impacted me in a plethora of ways. As someone who likes being more introverted with others, I found myself having to be extroverted in order to break the ice and create an environment where we could all participate in the task at hand. What's more, my interactions with others have forced me to reflect on my life as compared to students my age in other countries and have heightened my appreciation for intercultural communication and exchange. And lastly, I would like to say thank you to all of the organizers. 감사합니다.
Okay, thank you so much for your insightful sharings, Deborah.
정연한 답변 감사드립니다.
Now let's listen to Ms. Lin Chin Kong from Dalian. Similarly, walk us through your experiences with the online cultural exchange and preparing for it, a general question but adjustments you've made with the pandemic, and tell us if you'd be willing to participate again. In addition, before we say goodbye, would you like to say something to the students and faculty who organized this forum?
다음으로 링첸콩 학생의 말을 들어보겠습니다. 온라인 문화교류에 대한 경험과 팬데믹에 어떻게 적응하고 있는지, 또한 포럼에 재참가할 의향이 있으신지 여쭤보겠습니다. 마지막으로 이번 포럼을 위해 힘써준 운영진분들과 학생 외교관들께 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Hello everyone, it is my great honor to answer the questions. As far as I'm concerned, it is an excellent and convenient way to communicate online without going out. And it provides me a chance to know more about how the forum apps works because I have never used them before. I practice my topic by discussing it with my schoolmates. After a period of this, I have made great progress in both speaking and listening. Honestly speaking, the pandemic symbolized my daily life. And I got to know more about myself and accompany my family. I have learned many new skills, for instance, playing the guitar, baking, and so on. The new skills will accompany me forever, and they enrich my life. Always be happy to learn new things and move on. It's the new normal that I have kept after everything gets better. If I have the chance, I'd like to join the forum next year. Before getting involved in the forum, I know many countries. I just know their names. I have no idea about their cultures, their peoples, their climates, and even some of them, I have no idea about their locations. Thanks to the forum to give me a chance to get to know more about my dearest foreign friends all over the world. Last but not least, it is my great honor to participate in the forum with our outstanding delegates from all over the world and the heartwarming teachers. Thanks to all the efforts you've made, and I fully enjoy myself in the forum. I have made many new friends, and thank you for all the efforts you made. I will never forget the unforgettable experience. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being honest, Lincoln. And having been a participant myself, I find your remarks to deeply resonate with me. And I assume that all of you are on the same page with me. Once again, let's please give these speakers a big round of applause.
소감을 들어보니 굉장히 공감 가는 부분이 많은데요. 다들 같은 마음일 것이라고 생각합니다. 참가 소감을 발표해준 디보라 그리고 링첸에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We will now play a video summing the highlights of the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum, documenting the valuable memories shared with students during the days of the forum.
다음으로 2021년 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼의 활동 동영상을 상영할 예정입니다. 포럼이 진행되는 동안 학생들이 공유한 소중한 기억들을 함께 시청하겠습니다.
How did you all like the video? I hope it gave you an opportunity to take your time flipping through the memories of your last days at the forum. As the film aired, I drifted away reminiscing about the precious connections I forged with strangers I encountered and replaying the meaningful remarks I exchanged with people who are now my friends. We sincerely appreciate you for making this journey come true in the midst of these difficult times.
영상을 잘 보셨나요? 지난 포럼의 순간들을 돌려볼 수 있는 시간이었기를 바랍니다. 저는 영상이 상영되는 동안 새로운 사람들과 맺은 소중한 연, 그들과 주고받은 말을 떠올리며 회상에 빠졌습니다. 이런 힘든 시간에도 불구하고 여정의 끝까지 함께해 주셔서 진심 어린 감사를 드립니다.
And with that, we'll call it an end for today. We thank all students and faculty for enthusiastically indulging in the learning processes, even though in these difficult times. We've experienced many things in the past 3 days, and I hope all of those experiences will last as special memories for everyone.
이제 정말 작별할 시간입니다. 그동안 열정적으로 참여해준 모든 학생과 운영진분들께 감사를 드립니다. 배움을 향한 여러분의 열정을 스크린을 통해 전달받아 깊은 감명을 받았습니다. 짧다면 짧고 길다면 긴 지난 3일간 정말 많은 값진 경험들을 했는데요. 각국의 청소년들이 생각과 문화를 공유하는 소중한 시간이었습니다. 새로운 친구를 사귀고 색다른 경험을 했던 저희 모두에게 소중한 기억으로 남을 것이라고 믿습니다.
Your collaboration during the forum gives us hopes that we will be able to overcome these troubled times through intimate cooperation and hopefully in the near future. And thanks to your cooperation, we've successfully come to a closure.
코로나 팬데믹 상황에도 불구하고 온라인으로 화합하는 우리의 모습은 세계가 단결하면 이 힘든 시간을 이겨낼 수 있다는 희망을 주었습니다. 직접 만나지 못했음에도 여러분의 열정 덕분에 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼의 막을 성공적으로 내릴 수 있게 되었습니다.
Although our journey stops here, remember that from every ending comes a new beginning. We will now officially end this forum in hopes that we remain connected as we become true diplomats, outgrowing our contributions in local society to belong to a far bigger world as global citizens.
우리의 여정은 여기서 끝나지만 모든 끝에는 새로운 시작이 있음을 기억해 주시기 바랍니다. 우리가 서로 연결되어 지역 사회에서 세계 시민으로 발전하고 언젠가 진정한 외교관으로 거듭나기를 소망하며 포럼의 막을 공식적으로 내리도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you. We were Yoonsa Cho and
대이근 리. 감사합니다. 지금까지 제주 학생외교관
조윤서
이대근이었습니다.
We will now gather for group photo, and so participants, please come up to the venue.
네, 저희 단체 사진 찍겠습니다. 학생들은 무대 위로 올라와 주세요. Guys, we will take a group photo. Please stay in the room. 사진 찍겠습니다. 학생들 무대 위로 올라와 주세요. 네, 선생님들도 같이 무대 위로 올라와 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 선생님들도 올라와 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 같이 사진 찍겠습니다. 네, 학생들 무대 위로 다 올라갈게요. 조금씩 서로 붙어서 서주세요. 우리 키가 큰 학생들은 조금 뒤로 가지고 조금 키 작은 친구들은 앞으로 나와주세요. 모두 얼굴 다 보이게. 우리 사진 다 나오려면 조금씩 다 모아서 서주셔야 되세요. 우리 무대 위에 서 있는 친구들은 서로 조금 어슷하게 설까요? 그래서 모두 얼굴들 다 보이게끔. 우리 첫 번째 줄은 조금씩 이렇게 무릎 잡고 약간 숙여 볼까요? 자, 우리 이제 밝게 웃으면서 한번 찍어볼게요. 1, 2, 3, smile. All of you guys in the frame, smile. 네, 잠시만. 네, 한 번 더 찍을게요. 잠시만요. 네, 잠시만 기다려주세요. 네. 자, 우리 뒤쪽에 서 있는 여학생분들 약간 발 뒤꿈치 들고